Welcome to the ACHA Game of the Week.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania, where we bring you a very special presentation of the ACHA's Game of the Week. Duty, honor, loyalty, country. Some of the words that you will hear throughout this Veterans Day weekend as we present to you Army versus Navy. Joe Passarella on the play-by-play. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce Cadet Private Jack Krause on color commentary. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Joe. It's going to be a great day. Beautiful day outside, and it's a great day to watch a game of hockey.
Will the battleships of Navy be able to silence the artillery of Army? That is the question. We will take no more of your time as we're going to go down to the PA announcer for the national anthems and player intros.
Once again, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Santander Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania, for this afternoon's Veterans Appreciation Day game featuring the United States Military Academy and the United States Naval Academy. Fans wearing the gold sweaters this afternoon and playing as the visitors on the scoreboard. Let's meet the Army West Point Hockey Club. Number 2, Jake Brown. Number 3, Zach Cohen. Number 4, Thomas Crane. Number 6, Brandon Badillo. Number 8, Jay Peterson. Number 9, Mitch DeRitter. Number 10, Tyler Retke. Number 11, Corey Miller. Number 12, John Cahill. Number 14, Brendan Ward. Number 17, Alex Baranovich. Number 18, Al Miller. From Reading, Pennsylvania, number 19, Drew Leszczynski. Number 21, James Hess. Number 24, Chris Callahan. Number 26, Matt Reel. Number 31, Robert Fenton. Number 32, Orion Boylston. Number 44, Keegan Thomas. Number 73, Max Green. And the Army West Point Hockey Club is coached by Robert Loderstedt. He is assisted by Kyle Greenberg. Ladies and gentlemen, the Army West Point Hockey Club. Now fans wearing the blue sweaters this afternoon and playing as the home team, let's meet the United States Naval Academy. Number 1, Luke Hawkins. Number 2, John Scaccia. Number 3, Michael Turco. Number 4, Josiah Colbo. Number 6, Zach Flagler. Number 8, Jeff Wu. Number 9, Alex Vandenberg. Number 10, Jack O'Hare. Number 12, Matt Harrigan. Number 15, Luke Turk. Number 16, Ross Hogan. Number 17, Matthew Stamler. Number 18, Jacob Casellas. Number 19, Barrett Sogon. Number 21, Anthony Capuano. Number 22, John Lininger. Number 26, Andrew Douglas. Number 27, Stephen. Number 28, Tyler Hay. Number 29, Jude Mack. Number 31, James O'Halloran. And the United States Naval Academy squad is coached by Mike Fox. He is assisted by Kevin Rooney, John Taunton, and Brendan Hurley. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Naval Academy. And the officials for this afternoon's game, as assigned by the American Collegiate Hockey Association. The referees today are Mr. Doug Wood and Mr. B.J. Hogan. The linesmen are Mr. Tim Holtz and Mr. Nusi-K Onyamola. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you all please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we direct your attention towards the corner beneath Section 109. Here today with a very special presentation and for the performance of God Bless America, fans, please welcome Joe Everson.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you. Good. Yep, I gotta get it off. You guys are good here. Go ahead and just hit back button. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Good job, guys. Do it, do it. Oh, my hands are dirty. Put it right there. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Governor Mifflin Middle School Select Chorus for the performance of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor Mifflin Middle School Select Chorus. Also ahead to Joe Everson.
Good job, guys.
And now, fans, let's play hockey.
Beautiful. Good job, guys. Good job.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We want to thank Joe Everson and the choir for their renditions of God Bless America and our national anthem. Once again, ESPN3 bringing you the ACHA Game of the Week and a special presentation that we do have here in Reading, Pennsylvania on Veterans Day weekend alongside Cadet Private Jack Krause. I'm Joe Passarella. Jack, it's Army-Navy.
Oh, it's the game we've been preparing for all season, Joe. This is what it builds to, and obviously we're looking to get the playoffs, but Army-Navy is always super special, and hopefully we can walk away with this one with a win.
Normally, during a broadcast, we would ask a commentator to be impartial, but in this case, we're going to make an exception, and rightfully so, as we want Cadet Private to be as animate as he wants about his Army Black Knights. I will counterpoint him with the Navy midshipmen, and we will bring you all the action. The hors d'oeuvres have been passed, the drinks have been set. It is time to cut into the steak. Army-Navy Veterans Day weekend from Reading, Pennsylvania. Referee calls gentlemen to center ice. One last look across the aisle as it were to be, and we are underway. The midshipmen control the early draw, backtrack in their own zone, and look to move forward. We will have several military references for you throughout this broadcast to bring you the action in the most fun fashion that we can, while giving these young men who are serving our country all the due that they deserve. Early action into the midshipmen, into the Navy end, goes towards the corner. Jack, who's got it in the corner?
This looks like Corey Miller's battling for the puck now. It moves out to number 9, Alex Vandenberg, as he seems to clear the zone. Zakowski's able to keep it, throw it back in. Army's getting a change.
And in typical fashion, the first lines of the game trying to find their legs under them, as a few mispasses here and there. But breaking in over the line is O'Hear. He gets a first shot off, and Boylston stands tall to the test early. First taste of rubber goes to the Army Black Knights goaltender, and he stands tall right off the bat.
Yeah, Boylston's been very strong for us the past couple games, moving into a more starting role this season.
Draw to Boylston's left in the Army defensive zone. Navy clean win. Nice back to the point. Rung around the boards now. And digging it out there is going to be number 25, but he couldn't come away with it, and it does clear out to center. Forced to chase back in. Boylston stops it behind his own net, where it's picked up by number 24, Callahan. And out to center come the Knights. A couple of players get schmeared up along the boards, and it winds up into the midshipmen's end, where they play it on behind.
It looks like Max Cree coming in on the forecheck, and Mitch DeRitter coming there laying a hit, trying to keep the puck in the Navy zone.
Burkhart comes over to the near boards, where he finds his teammate Douglas, number 26, and he goes rink wide. Now Navy tries to move it in as they invade, and here's a shot. Saw it all the way from a long way out was Boylston, and he gloves it down easily.
Oh, yeah, no problem there for Boylston. It's long shot, clear line of sight. Defenseman did a good job keeping him outside. Navy just looking for a change.
First 2 shots of the game go to the midshipmen as they fired shots across the bow, so to speak. I got them early, kids.
Keep it coming all day.
All right, draw to the right of Boylston. Army, good win in their own end. Oh, somebody forgot the puck behind him, though, and now turning to dig it out. Here it is as the Knights try to break out. A little bit of a miscommunication there, and digging it in for Navy is number 15, Turk, and he leaves it. Now he comes around again, trying to look for a center. He's checked hard. That's Voronovich, the largest of the Army Black Knights.
Standing at about 6'6" there, Joe.
Yeah. He is a large young man, to say the least. Army controls. They dump it in and go dump in chase style. Navy gets it, turns it around to the far boards. Far side, there's Turk, 15 with it. He turns on the far dot and dumps it off at the blue line out to center come the middies. Turk gets it on a return pass, gains the line, shows a backhander in that had Boylston fooled with a little changeup, but he managed to fight it off, and he clears the blue paint of the rebound, and out to center come the Knights. I stand up as it looks like 26 on 28 crime there, as standing up at the blue line was Douglas for the midshipmen.
Yeah, that was Matty Reel, one of our alternate captains. He's a big fan of rushing the puck up. You see there, he's able to get the job done despite taking the hit.
One of the things that we should expect as the Knights try to get their first chance of the game here, not to be, as they've got it in the midshipman end and have to dig it around on the far boards. Turned over. Little turnover in the defensive end there, and first shot goes wide. Number 14 for Army does that. Brandon Ward gets the first shot of the game, but not on target yet. Army trying to find the range, so to speak. Here comes Navy battling in over the line. Number 10, that's O'Hare. He battled hard for it, got it cleared off his stick and out to center as he was knocked to his knees.
Yeah, that was Chris Callahan, big defenseman, big body in there, able to really play the body and keep Navy guys away from our net.
One would expect our Department of Defense to stand up and defend the blue line.
It's our job. Another big body thrown there. It's like Mitch DeRitter, number 9, another firstie for us.
Absolutely, and he gets stepped into hard by Capuano, number 21. That's a name that should ring familiar for New Yorkers. Out in front right away, and that shot goes clear of the near post as number 9 just missed a beautiful opportunity for Army. That's Mitch DeRitter.
Wilson's able to play the puck here. Navy's getting to change, settle it down, try again.
Fresh troops over the boards. Army in their own end. That goes off a Navy player there. Having trouble was Matt Reel trying to get it clear. Now he does so, and he gets ridden hard into the boards on right at the red line.
And once again,
and coming free and clear. Here they come in on right at the doorstep and unable to pull the trigger. I believe that was number 2, Zach Brown.
It was number 9, Mitch
or
DeRitter.
Jake Brown,
Joe.
I'm sorry.
It was number 9, Mitch DeRitter, Joe. He's had a couple opportunities real early here. Hopefully he can bury one sooner or later.
Oh, and that one catches Boylston. He didn't know where it was for a moment there, as that was a shot in by number 17 for the middies.
Yeah, Matt Stamler was able to get off a pretty nice shot there. Boylston somehow able to keep it between his legs.
Yes.
That must be a goalie's worst fear, I can tell you that, right through the legs.
As who could speak from experience, Jack knows, as one of the other goalies for this Army team. Yeah, Stamler really had Boylston fooled there. He didn't know where it was, but sits back onto his pads, plays good. That's a good positioning save there.
Absolutely.
And he winds up squeezing it down, gets himself a face-off. And speaking of which, now Army looking to break out of their own end again. Callahan cleared it up the half boards. He got it to Brown. Jake Brown going to have a big day with it on his stick right now.
A lot of big energy guy for us, Joe. He really brings it every game, every practice, keeps the morale high.
The middies wind up getting a pass that goes off the stick of number 22 and rolls right in. That's Lineker, my mistake. Goes right in on Boylston. Boylston covers it up, and he decides discretion, the better part of valor. And he will take a draw to his left.
Midshipmen getting a lot of opportunities early here. I'm going to see Army try and bounce back, hopefully in the second half of this period as it moves on.
Just past the 5-minute mark of the first period. No score from Reading, Pennsylvania, as we bring you Army-Navy on Veterans Day weekend. Dumped in here by Flagler, number 6 for Navy, and collected back by the Black Knights, and they try to break out to center. Flagler dumps it back in as he intercepted a breakout pass, and forced to turn in his own end is number 24, Matt Reel. Reel gets it as far out to center. but not to be there, as turning and going the other way are the middies.
That's actually Chris Callahan, Joe, 24. Big body again. He was the one who laid the hit on the midshipman. Oh, and there's a big hit in the center ice by Drew Lizakowski, here from Reading, Pennsylvania, actually. Played with the Royals for a few years.
Lizakowski lays the wood to Burkhardt there. Burkhardt tries to take a little piece of somebody else on a little payback mission in the corner as they scrap for it now.
Yeah, that's Corey Miller, number 11. He was actually a prior service enlisted guy, came back and made the club hockey team. He's a huge, huge impact guy for us.
And once he graduates, we'll receive a nice promotion. All right, fresh troops over the boards for both teams here as they're on a change. Army looks to go in deep and short of the red line as the arm goes up. First whistle of the game for icing this time, and it's going to come all the way down to Boylston's left. Army had a couple of good chances, couldn't pull the trigger there, Jack. Had a nice walk out in front, and no rubber on the midshipman net yet. In order to win a gunfight, you got to fire some shots.
Absolutely, and you can fire as many shots as you want, but you don't hit the target, you can't do anything about it, right?
Very true, very true. Linesman gets control of the gentleman as they square off at the dot, drops it, and Callahan, 26, peels around in front of his own net. He gets laid to put on his wallet for his efforts, but a good clearing attempt nevertheless. It slides the length of the ice and will redo it.
Yeah, there's Matty Reel again, trying to get the puck up, trying to make something happen off his stick. He's always a big force player, a lot of assists from him, and one of our alternate captains, one of the senior guys on the team, huge calming force for us.
They're going to step in and redo it.
See if we can't get a different result off this one.
Good win by the middies. Controlling now in the far corner. It goes all the way around. Nice active stick there. Clears it for Army, but right back to the stick of number 9. Oh, beautiful left pad save there by Boylston as it was sprung on.
Yeah, it's a great track and play by him, staying with the forward as he moved across ice. I tell you, that's a tough save.
Absolutely. He's moving to his right, and it's back to his left. He's got to flash the left pad out there and make a beautiful save there on number 9, Vandenberg. Now the middies with it again relentlessly as they invade Army territory again, trying to force it to the front, and it does wind up getting there, but cleared out of the blue paint, at least for the moment, and a shot fired off by number 10. It goes over top of the cage. Boylston didn't have to save it, and O'Hear had that opportunity.
Yeah, O'Hear's had a couple great opportunities early, and there's another big hit, center ice.
And it's getting a bit chippy out there now.
Yeah, we don't really, out on the sports field, Army-Navy's a big deal. We don't really like each other very much, but then again, at the end of the day, we're all on the same team, so there's always that to remember.
Totally agree, but we understand that between the lines, as they say. All right, out to center it is now. There's a turnover at center, and Voronovich winds up with it on his stick. He springs the Knights out to center ice, and
Tyler Recky's able to dump it in there, get Army some fresh legs.
A little miscommunication for Navy up on the near half boards. Out to center ice. Brown, the aforementioned young man who's most likely going to have a big day, has it taken off his stick right there, but in to help him, here come the cadets over the line.
A little miscommunication there. Drew Lizakowski tried to dump it to line mate Brendan Ward, and here comes Navy.
Navy 2-on-1 if they hurry back the other way. Centering in front. Huge save. Boylston. Rebound. It comes up top and it gets cleared out. And I do believe this is going to be called a hand pass.
Oh, yeah, it's a new hand pass rule in the ACHA. You can't, even in your own defensive zone, a hand pass is not allowed. But that's a huge save by Boylston, and that's what we've been seeing of him of late. He's really stepped up when our starting goalie, Rob Fenton, was injured earlier in the season, and he's really come into the role.
And I believe that was O'Hear again, who was in on the doorstep from the hash marks in alone. And Boylston makes himself big and squares off and sucks one up into the logo on his chest. This one gets flipped in on him, and he gloves it down. Boylston been very active. He's seen a lot of rubber early. 11.5 to go in the first period. Army weathering the storm, so to speak, or in this case, it would be the squall of Navy.
We'll be here all week.
Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Changing out center. Jay Peterson thrown out in favor of Max Krieg.
Krieg's going to come in and take the draw. He loses the draw back to the line. Navy dumps it in deep.
Zach Cohen retrieves it. That's our captain right there, senior.
Leadership so important on all these teams. 2-on-1 developing here for Army as they come in over the line. Driving in. There's the first save of the game for Navy.
It looks like Jay Peterson, number 8, was looking for Mitch DeRitter in the middle of the ice, but Navy defenseman made a good job, stopped the cross-ice pass, gave Peterson nowhere to go but to the net.
Yeah, and that's textbook play right there. Defenseman takes the pass, goalie's got the shot. O'Halloran has to make the play there, and O'Halloran gets his first taste of Army rubber.
Absolutely, absolutely. Textbook play, great save by the goalie.
DeRitter takes the draw, he wins it back to the near point. Here's a shot in, and O'Halloran sticks it aside easy, saw it the whole way. Goes to the far corner. Max Krieg looking for it there in the red helmet. He touches it up to the far point. There's a shot flipped on in. That hit a leg out front, and back the other way comes Navy. Here's O'Hare again. He's had it on his stick quite a bit here as he's logged a lot of time in the first period. Back around now for number 12 on his line. All the way back out to center ice, the midshipmen decide to regroup and reset a plan of battle, but it didn't include turning it over to the Knights. The Knights send it back to the Navy line where Navy comes the other way now.
Yeah, Army's having a tough time keeping possession of the puck. We'll get the puck in the zone, we try to break it out, but we seem to lose it in the neutral zone just a little too much. Maybe this will give you a different result here.
And that can be a little bit of a result, as this is a rivalry game, as we're going to get an icing call here. This is a rivalry game for sure, and we've seen a lot of guys taking a couple of extra strides trying to line up a big hit in the neutral zone, some of them delivering.
Yeah, absolutely. Max Krieg, number 73, stepped up at the red line, hit one of Navy's defensemen just after he tried to dump the puck back in. And that's our game plan. Beat him down, and put the puck in the net.
So I want to make sure that I have it correct. As Boylston fights one off with the right shoulder there, Navy has control of it. It's out to the line. There's a little miserrant pass here. And Cohen, I believe, the captain of the Cadets, my mistake. That's number 18. That's Miller. Gets it out to clear ice. I want to make sure that I have it correct. It's a hockey game, and your intent is to beat them physically and score.
Absolutely, right there, just like our captain showed you. Wear down the defense and wear down their team. Use our size, use our speed, and hopefully that will result in goals and a bruised-up Navy team.
It just seems such a novel concept for hockey. All right, back to the action. We go on the near half boards. Navy in control again, right out to the doorstep, and a bouncing puck eludes the likes of number 17, and that's Stamler, who had a great chance earlier in this game. One gets thrown in, and Boylston sticks it up into the protective netting, and he'll take a face-off in the defensive zone. 9:21 to go in the first period. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, Navy's been getting some great chances in front, and Boylston's been coming up huge. Army needs to work the puck more, keep possession of it, and see if they can't get some more shots on net before this period starts to wind down.
Lysakowski not able to win that draw, but he does block a shot out front. It does trickle through to Boylston, and turning and going the other way are the Knights. Out to center they come. Beautiful move to get around a man there, gaining over the line and firing. That had O'Halloran beat, but he whistled it just by the near post, was number 26, Matt Reel.
Yeah, once again, Matty Reel's real great at bringing the puck from the defensive zone, getting a shot on net, or getting some kind of scoring opportunity.
This one squirts out to the blue paint, and O'Halloran covers it up. Says it's time to take a face-off.
A little promise there shown by Army team. We're able to get the puck in, get a shot on net, and hopefully this face-off will yield something to our favor.
Right, Matty Reel goes coast to coast right there and gets himself a nice opportunity. Lysakowski forces it through the face-off. Oh, nice out to the front. There's a shot in, and O'Halloran has to fight it off. Rebound comes loose, and Navy tries to clear it from behind their own net. Now on the near boards. Number 14 for Army, Brandon Ward fighting for it. Eludes his stick, and a man hits the deck there. Here's a shot. O'Halloran had to fight it off with the right pad there. Beautiful save by him. Out to center it squirts, and the Cadets, with their first sustained pressure of the game, go to retrieve it.
Here comes Matt Reel once again, bringing it into the zone. See what he can do.
Matt Reel's got some good speed here. He finds a trailer through, and this gets flipped up and over. Oh, I thought it caught the protective netting, but it must have hit just high off the glass, and now trying to stuff it out front was number 11, Corey Miller. He wasn't able to do so as his attempt was turned away, and back the Knights have to go to center. Touching up to get onside, but just not able to get out of the zone in time as number 9, Mitch LaRitter.
Yeah, it can be a game of inches sometimes, Joe. Corey Miller was trying to come back, get a change, and Mitch just didn't time it right trying to get across there.
You know, and it's tough when you've got a nice clear look at the goalie. You know, you're trying to get a little offense going.
Absolutely.
You're far more likely to tell your guy to hurry up and get out than for you to slow down to get in.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of discipline to make sure you keep that puck right and time it just right. And there's an icing for Navy.
Icing call is going to come, and we will reset down in the Navy end. We'll be to the right of O'Halloran. The Army had some trouble winning some draws early in the game, but they've won the last couple, and except for the last one. Stepping in to take this one's going to be Jay Peterson. Number 80 does a beautiful job of winning, and Army goes to the far boards. Krieg there tries to dig it out. He's got Peterson around behind now. He had to step around the referee, and that caused a little bit of an errant pass out front, cleaned up by the midshipman. Calling for it out at center, but not able to get it to him. Now he does, is number 17. And O'Here's line is out on the ice again. Stamler and O'Here logging a lot of ice time in this first period.
Yeah, 17 and 10, Stamler and O'Here really have been a force for Navy so far. And, I didn't know them coming into this game, but I certainly guarantee the coach is tracking that they're one of the best players, two of the best players on the ice for Navy.
And there's Vandenberg, number 9, the third member of that trio, as he does a nice work in the defensive zone and gets it out to center. Here's Peterson for the Knights. He was 1-on-3, though, and not even an Army cadet can overcome that from the Naval Academy.
Well, we'd like to think we could, but I guess that proved us wrong. We'll
in this particular case.
We'll see what we can do here. Looks like Cahill's coming in on the forecheck on number 21, Anthony Capuano.
All right, Navy digs it out of their own end. A little bit of a bump off there, and out to center they come. Aaron decides to throw it back. Capuano throws it back, and we're playing a little ping pong between the blue lines at the moment. Trying to get it in deep was Navy, and I do believe this touched an Army player on the bench. And I think we're going to get a center ice face-off here.
That's a rarity. You don't really see center ice face-offs much, unless, of course, you score a goal. But here we go.
Al Miller steps in for Army. He can't control that draw, though, and Navy comes the other way. Hart, this one's going to be offsides, and I missed it. Did the whistle actually blow? It did.
It did.
My apologies.
Yeah, there we got our first line out there. Drew Lysakowski, Brendan Ward, and Corey Miller. It looks like Navy's got Stamler on the ice with Andrew Douglas on the left wing.
And Tovo with him.
Right.
Beautiful clean win right there by Lysakowski, and Army comes to moving from right to left on your screen in the lighter colored jerseys, the black and gold of Army, and the blue, white, and gold of Navy as they come out. Here's Stamler, 17. He fish hooks one in. It rolls all the way to Boylston, who hasn't seen any action in a while, and covers this one up, deciding that it better be safe than sorry.
Well, safe than sorry is our motto over here. We want to make sure that everyone's a safety officer. So, we got to make sure that we get the face-off, we get some fresh legs on the ice, reinforcements, if you will, and try again. Hopefully we can get back in the zone there, and 6 minutes left in the period, so let's see what we can do.
Both teams opt for fresh troops here. Peterson's going to take the draw for Army. He can't win it. I think Stamler was my mistake. That's number 22 for Navy, Leininger, who wins that draw now to the near point. Here's Leininger with a shot. He whistled it right off the near post. Harmlessly away, though. Boylston didn't have to make the mistake. This one jumps a stick, and Krieg gets it going the other way. He's got a lane with 2-on-1. He's got Peterson with him, and beautiful save, unbelievable. O'Halloran as a player goes tumbling into the net. O'Halloran has to flash the leather over his head to knock it away.
And there it was, that 2-on-1. It was Max Krieg looking for Mitch DeRitter in the middle. Very similar to the play we saw earlier, but he goes for a saucer pass. As you see here, goes to the back, little saucer. Mitch is able to tip it up, but could not find the back of the net. It was a great save by O'Halloran for sure.
Yeah, my mistake. That was Ritter who got looked like it just took a hair of a funny hop on him as it gets to the stick there. He does a great job to direct it. I don't know if it would have been on net or not, but O'Halloran can't take the chance, and he makes a great reactionary save there, flashing the leather.
Absolutely, Joe. I mean, tip saves are one of the hardest things to do for a goalie, and that was a great way to track over and react to that puck coming back the other way.
All right, and as an Army cadet, you're upset it doesn't wind up in the back of the net. But as a goalie, you respect the save.
Absolutely. It's a great glove save. Love to see a little flash of the leather every now and again.
All right, chasing it back. Scaccio lost it in his own end. Krieg wound up with it on his stick, but it wound up in the jersey of Stamler and down to his stick. Now he comes back. Scaccio plays it across, and delivering a big hit into the corner as a couple of players get all tangled up out to the left point. And there's a shot in. Beautiful screen out in front by Peterson, and it got its way through to O'Halloran, and he fought it off. Krieg on the near hash marks now. Standing half boards. Tried to fire it through. That hits a leg out front, and Navy comes the other way.
Yeah, it looks like Krieg was looking to put that one on the far post, see if DeRitter could get a tip in or a rebound or something. He just whiffed on it.
The Stamler line out there again with O'Hear and Vandenberg for Navy. They've created a lot of noise. Here's Krieg, who's been very prevalent in the last few minutes. He decides that he needs to go for a quick change and dumps it in. Army retrieves it down in the Navy end. Now turning, going the other way. Oh, a couple of players come together hard there as number 12 takes a hit, and that's John Cahill.
Here comes number 12 for Navy. Matthew Harrington tries to get it up,
so to speak. All right, Navy controlling in its own end. There's Hay. Number 28, he controls, moves out from behind his own dangerous pass in his own end, and it almost gets picked off by Cahill.
And there's number 2, Jake Brown, player to watch tonight.
Jake Brown in the action as always. And there he is tripping over the red line, by the way. Well done, Jake.
Someone might have put tape on his skates in the locker room prior to the game. Who knows?
All right, here comes Army. Back the other way, trying to get a little something going. Winds up dumped back into their own end, and down there to retrieve it is number 3. That's Cohen. Cohen goes behind his own net where he's looking for a little help, trying to help the captain out, and here come the cadets. Out to center ice, and there's Stamler, the ever-present. This line has logged a ton of minutes right now. 3-minute mark of the first period coming up. No score in this game yet.
And the shots are showing 6-6. I believe Navy's had a couple more opportunities, although in the recent 7 or 6 minutes so, Army's gotten a couple great scoring opportunities, including that tip in front.
Yes, the ice is definitely leveled off as there was a good shot in, and Boylston sucks it up into the night on his chest, and they're playing the feud.
A little scrum in front there. You'll love to see that. As the game wears on, I can guarantee it's going to get a little chippier and a little chippier until, well, maybe in the third period we'll see some fireworks, but college hockey, it may not happen.
Yeah, we would. I would be hard-pressed to say that we'd want to see such a thing, especially between these two teams. However, for his efforts on that, number 25, well, I'm missing 25 on my sheet. We apologize for not having that. Either way, number 25 for the Naval Academy going to sit 2 minutes in the sin bin, and with just under 3 minutes to go in this first period, the Black Knights will put their power play unit out on the ice. First special teams opportunity of the game goes to Army. And after Navy started off with such momentum in the beginning of this first period, the ice is definitely leveled out, and it's a huge chance right here for Army to tally first.
Absolutely, Joe. We've had some trouble with our power play in the past, but it's been getting progressively better, and we'll see what we can do here.
Shot, that gets deflected to the near corner and cleared down all the way. I believe it winds up into the Army bench, and this is going to come back to the to the left circle from O'Halloran's point of view, as I can't understand from where that puck was fired how it could end up in the Army bench without it being deflected off an Army player. Nevertheless, the linesmen are going to say, we're dropping it here. Army wins this draw. Fires a shot to the front. That hit a couple of legs out front, and Navy rings it around the far boards, and it does clear out of the zone for the moment.
There's Chris Callahan, went back to get the puck. DeRitter has it now, but if you look at the point, Chris Callahan's got a big slap shot. Trying to work that in, see if we can get a deflection or a screen in front.
Yes, this is one of them as he does a nice job of stepping by a man, and it winds up on the stick of Krieg. Krieg walks it out to the high slot. That shot gets deflected 2 ways, but it winds up wide of the left post. And having a little bit of a blowout there was number 26, Matty Reel, but he's got himself under control, and he comes back the other way. Fires it cross rink and back to the blue line where Krieg winds up with it. It eludes him, and guess who? Stamler's there for the Naval Academy. Pitchforked all the way on down and trying to kill off this penalty with 1:40 to go in this period.
Oh, turnover there.
There's a turnover, and on the stick of Stamler, who else
It's been a huge presence for Navy here in this first period. I guarantee you, Coach Rob's going to go in the locker room and tell the boys he's a player to watch.
Yeah, this line has done very well.
Got a lot of pressure, a lot of pucks to the net for Navy. Big part of the reason that this game is still 0-0.
And there he is again. He gets tripped up, and the arm goes up, and Navy is going to get an equalizer here as Stamler, who's been making a lot of things happen, winds up getting his skates knocked out from under him, and it's going to be even strength for a few, and then Navy's going to head to the power play.
Yeah, that's number 11, Corey Miller. It was an unfortunate play here, as you can look on the replay. Stamler tries to get the puck up. Corey Miller's just going for a poke check, catches him in the skate.
Yeah, that's an inadvertent one there, but you're responsible for your stick in the game of hockey, and he did take his skates out from under him. Unfortunate, but with 1:14 to go in this period, we got a little 4-on-4 action.
4-on-4 hockey opens up the ice. See speed become a huge factor.
All right, back to the point as Navy wins the draw. This shot gets deflected out front, and that's a beautiful block of the shot by Al Miller, and it goes up into the protective netting. Number 21 unleashes that. That's Capuano.
And we're going to do it all over again. Here it goes back to Capuano.
Harrigan wins the draw again. He and Capuano play a little two-man game out front. Now far side. Here's Capuano again near point. Corrals it. Great cross-ice pass, and not able to get his stick totally on it was Harrigan to try and force it to the goal mouth.
Under a minute left in the period here before Navy's penalty, rather Army's penalty wears off. So Navy's going to have a bit of a penalty or power play advantage here.
And they are now 5-on-4 hockey. We have it with 40 seconds to go. Navy on the power play. Drawing in. Whose line would be out there? Vandenberg.
Looks like they're working a bit of an umbrella pattern here. 2 guys down low and 3 high. Here they come, squeezing in.
Couple of kicks to the stick, but it didn't wind up in a shooting position and cleared out of danger for the moment by Al Miller.
Navy's going to have about 20 seconds, maybe one more rush shot or 2 before the period ends. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
Fresh killers out for the Black Knights. Crawling in over the line, eluding a man there was O'Hare. He's had a big first period as well. Tried to force it to the goal mouth, but with 7 seconds to go, Army clears it down all the way, and that is going to take care of this first period as Krieg gives chase just for good measure at the end of the period. But Army-Navy on Veterans Day weekend is going to end after 20 minutes of play at Goose Eggs.
Yeah, we saw Navy take control at the very beginning, Joe, and they had a lot of pressure down early. Army was able to bounce back, level out the ice. So hopefully next period should be something similar. It's a great game so far.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Navy came out, kind of a fury of a storm, so to speak. Army weathered that storm and was able to level out the ice, just as we pointed out a couple of times, get some chances of their own and wind up a one-shot differential here. Power play for each team. Either way, both goaltenders wound up getting involved.
Absolutely.
Boylston, the equalizer early. It could have been 2-0 easily right away.
Absolutely. On that breakaway opportunity, that's a huge save. It's a huge save for any goalie. And then down there, O'Halloran had another great save on that 2-on-1. So,
all right, you are watching Army-Navy on ESPN3 here. We're going to go to quick commercial, and we will be back with more from Reading.
Salonpas. We're the world leader in medicinal pain patches. When developing an alternative to expensive prescription lidocaine pain patches, our goal was clear. Make new Salonpas lidocaine the best alternative, period.
We kept the same prescription size, the same hydrogel-based technology,
And filled them with the maximum strength unscented lidocaine you can buy without a prescription. The only thing we didn't replicate, the price. New Salonpas lidocaine. Nothing is proven stronger or more effective against pain. Try it today.
Fitting into a pair of skinny jeans can be difficult. Shopping with Total Hockey is not. Visit us in stores, find us online, or download the app. It's the easiest decision you'll ever make.
Dude, I look so good.
No, you don't.
Totally on fleek.
I don't know what that means.
A lone shot, save a rebound, and he does not finish it. Rebound. He still loses one. Hagen is able to make the stop. Is trying to dig.
Duty, honor, those 3 hallowed words reverently dictate what you want to be. will be.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up.
There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times that are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again.
So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, if you don't really love it, you're going to give up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Santander Arena here in Reading, Pennsylvania. Joe Passarella along with Cadet Private Jack Krause. bringing you all the action of Army-Navy here. We're going to have some highlights queued up for you real quick, but really the story of the game is O'Halloran and Boylston, as we're going to see right here. Jack, take us through some highlights.
Well, yeah, right now it's a goalie duel. You're going to see number 10, O'Here, coming with a good opportunity early on. Boylston's able to just post up on the post there and keep it tight. But that's the story of the game is absolutely, it's a goaltender duel, and we're going to see what can come in the second period. Here's Jay Pearson throwing it out in front. It's Mitch DeRitter just missing the net. O'Halloran came out, good positioning, came out, challenged the puck, but fortunately for him, he missed the net. Probably would have made the save anyway. Looks like here the puck's going around the boards. Oh, turnover by Army, and good shot on net. Boylston's able to track it, make a big leg save there. Number 17 coming down, Matthew Stamler, feeds it over. Good save on that 2-on-1, almost a breakaway there for Ross Hogan. Is able to get a good shot on net, but Boylston comes out, challenges, takes the angle away, saves his puck.
And that was the save of the game to this point for sure.
Absolutely. And here down low, 22, Lininger, able to get a nice shot, rings it off the post though, goes to get his own rebound. And here, turnover, Max Krieg coming down the right wing, Mitch DeRitter moving down to the center. It's a 2-on-1. He looks, throws a nice little saucer pass, and actually it looks like it hit off Lininger's stick as he dove to stop the pass. We initially thought that was DeRitter who tipped it on net, but still, Halloran made an incredible save.
He's going to be the best color man in the game sooner or later. That's why, because we missed that stick on the back check, and he picks it up on the replay. You're watching Army-Navy, and we will be back to Reading, Pennsylvania in just a few moments. But before we go, we do want to say, again, it's been a great goalie battle here. It's been a goalies duel. Jack, it's a pleasure to have you up here in the booth. I hope that you're having a good time as well.
It's a pleasure to be here, Joe. It's been a lot of fun. And as we can see, here are some standings. ACHA Men's Division.
There you go. I'll reset you. We're going to scratch the commercial break for a moment. We're going to reset. Jack, bring us a few of the ACHA rankings real quick.
So this looks like the ACHA Division I rankings. Navy, of course, in this ranking. Army not. We're Division II. So this a little bit of a different league that we're in, but you can see Ohio State, I believe, is 12-1-1. They're really dominating the league. Of course, Arizona State University, they've always been a powerhouse in the Division I rankings. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game affects the rankings. Obviously, a D1 team playing a D2 team makes it a little bit trickier in order to figure out where to put it versus a win versus a loss. I know we played a couple D1 teams earlier in the season, Boston College and Roger Williams. So it'll be interesting to see how we're able to how the ACHA is able to rank it. I don't see Navy on this ranking, however. 7-6, I guess maybe they're not.
Yeah, they have fallen out of the top 20, but most of the normal powerhouses still there. Minot State, Adrian College, Central Oklahoma, Davenport, Robert Morris climbing all the way up to number 7. That's very big. The Chicagoland-based Robert Morris, who hosted the national title tournament last year. Iowa State, the national runner-up, falling all the way to number 9. They were previously the number 1 ranked team in the land for a while. Ohio, we were the game of the week at Ohio versus Jamestown. The Jimmies handed Ohio their only loss in that game, and Jamestown, who was unranked at the time, climbs all the way up to number 8, probably on the back of that win. So it's a hodgepodge. You know what? It's hockey.
Right,
Anybody can win on any given day in hockey, more so than football, And here for us, that's why it's so great, especially when you get 2 of our academies together. So we're going to take a quick commercial break right now, and when we come back, we're going to have more Army-Navy coming at you from Reading.
On the left wing side, Comrie still with it. Sends it right out front. Back in. Score! Here come the Teddy Bears.
Get your throwing arms ready on Saturday, December 10th for our annual Teddy Bear Toss. Help us reach our goal of 3,000 teddy bears. All teddy bears will be donated to Toys for Tots.
Garrett Ladd on a 2-on-1, sends it out front to Bennett. Shot. Gives it off to Tifo. Back to Kashirski on a give and go. Tifo on the wraparound. Score!
Come on out to a night of hope at the Reading Royals on Saturday, November 26th, and help restore lives. The team will be wearing KISS-themed jerseys, and the first 2,500 fans will receive an orange trapper hat thanks to Dibler Dental.
Salonpas. We're the world leader in medicinal pain patches. When developing an alternative to expensive prescription lidocaine pain patches, our goal was clear. Make new Salonpas lidocaine the best alternative, period.
We kept the same prescription size, the same hydrogel-based technology,
and filled them with the maximum strength unscented lidocaine you can buy without a prescription. The only thing we didn't replicate, the price. New Salonpas lidocaine. Nothing is proven stronger or more effective against pain. Try it today.
Reading, Pennsylvania, Joe Passarella and Cadet Private Jack Krause bringing you all the action here as Veterans Day weekend brings us so many things, and one of the things that they bring to you here on ESPN3 is Army-Navy.
Army-Navy, it's one of the best rivalries in sports. Red Sox, Yankees, Detroit Red Wings, and Colorado Avalanche. I mean, it's one of those rivalries that all country knows about, and obviously the football game's coming up in a couple weeks too, so that's going to be huge. But right now we're dealing with Army hockey versus Navy hockey, and this is where I'd want to be spending my Saturday afternoon. I don't know about you, Joe, but...
Well, I know that it's where I would want to be. I'm quite certain that where you really want to be is between the pipes.
Well, yeah, I mean, that'd be great, but, you know, freshman, a plebe, as we refer to here at the academies, we have a senior goalie in net for us right now and a junior backing him up, so, you know, I'll have plenty of opportunity to get my shot between the pipes, but right now, let Boylston get one last shot at Navy here.
And we do want to make mention of your shutout as well, do we not?
Oh, absolutely. We had we played Navy's Division II team earlier in the year in an Armed Forces Jamboree with Coast Guard and Merchant Marine as well. And I was able to get about 15, 20 minutes of ice time in that. It was a nice game. Fun time.
As recommended to us by his coach, Jack stands up and does a fantastic job. Who would have thought anything less from any one of our academy attendees to be called into service and deliver when called upon? Jack, thanks so much for being here and for everything that you and our armed forces do for us.
Oh, it's not a problem, Joe. Being here, it's been a lot of fun. You know, I don't think you too, a police officer, 10 years. I mean, that's a tough job, as I'm sure. You know, you keep us safe every single day, and for us, it's a little bit more of an on and off schedule, but that's not something to be looked past either. So.
Many moons ago in a life well passed. All right, coming at you from Reading. We're going to get set to start off the middle stanza in a 0-0 game that has been highlighted by two backstops that have kept a clean sheet to this point. Boylston on one end and O'Halloran on the other.
One thing you're going to have to watch out for, Joe, is the long change this period. It's going to be a big factor, especially if there's long periods of time in either defensive zone. Coming up a long change, bad changes can lead to fast breaks. Maybe we'll get a little more interesting action here.
Now, Jack, as the more physical team, does that favor Army, or as the faster team, does that favor Navy?
It might favor Navy if they're able to get to the bench quicker, if they're able to rush the puck up faster, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Army's still on the penalty kill to start the period.
All right, as you said, opening the period on the power play is Navy. They creep across the red line and into Army territory. There's Vandenberg with it.
30 seconds for the penalty, 30 seconds.
He turns it over. Stamler, now out O'Hare. Cranks it up, fakes there. Over to the stick of number 12. He switches place with Stamler, looking for the one-timer on this side. Now they let it go, and that's blocked out front beautifully by an Army defender. Down to the near boards. Part of the far hash mark, my mistake, and fired off the side of the net harmlessly was O'Hare.
That was a big shot block by Brennan Ward right there. That's something we work on. Make sure we get in front of shots, get in passing lanes. Try and keep it clear for Boylston, but also make sure we give him as little shots as possible.
And a good job of killing off that penalty as we get back to 5-on-5 hockey. Tense moments in the opening minute of that period as Navy sends their big guns, so to speak, out there in the O'Hare line with Vandenberg and Stemler, but unable to notch one behind Boylston.
Yeah, he's been strong all game, and we continue to see it. Hopefully we can get some action going on both sides, though, and see what the goalies are really capable of.
There's Krieg, who does a good job of stripping one off, and a nice shot block out front. Number 26, that's Matty Reel again in the middle of the action.
Yeah, there you go. At the end is a block shot. That's something we're not afraid to sacrifice the body, get a little maybe a bruise to keep a goal out of the net.
Krieg long toss ahead, and that eludes its intended target, which was number 9. That's Mitchell LaRitter, and they come together behind her. Krieg does a good job on the forecheck. He gets it loose to LaRitter. He tries to stuff it out front, and out front it comes, and it's the crossbar and out. A great chance out front, and helped out was O'Halloran by the goalkeeper's best friend.
Yeah, that line of DeRitter and Lizakowski and Krieg has been hitting a lot of chances early on, and there we see it's continuing so far the second period.
Absolutely, coming right out there. Boy, he just ripped it right off the top of the pipe, too. He missed it by half an inch.
Yeah, the crowd thought it went in. I honestly thought it went in, too, and you can see some reactions and startled faces when it bounced out and ref called no goal.
Here's an intercepted pass, and turning the other way are the Knights, but denied at the Navy line. Now a turnover almost in their own end as Navy needs to be a little more careful with the puck. Physical play by Army as 3-on-1. They surround and conquer. Dumped down to his feet for his efforts, and a couple of players wind up down there. One of them being number 11, Corey Miller, who paid the price trying to gain entry.
Here comes another opportunity, and another block shot there. That's Matty Reel once again.
Reel's blocked a couple of big shots now, and he sends it out the other way. Miller trying to dance his way through the captain for Navy and not to be stripped away from him.
Goes down, looks like we're going to have an icing here, Joe. And we're going to see if, now Navy's not going to be able to change, so let's see if that affects anything.
Here's the replay on that.
Here's the replay. It looks like DeRitter gets it around behind the net, throws it in front to Lizakowski, who just bangs it off the crossbar down and out. So close. Like I said earlier, it can be a game of inches sometimes.
Yeah, he absolutely had O'Halloran at his mercy there, and he just ripped it off the pipe. Nothing you can do there.
There, another save by O'Halloran off the face-off.
Harrigan had his line out there. Stemler out there now.
Here we see that line of DeRitter, Peterson, and Krieg. Peterson looking for something in the middle there, couldn't find it.
And DeRitter was doing some good work in the corner. Now springing ahead. Here comes Stemler. Big shot, and he misses the near post. Pardon me, the far post. And pardon me, that's Harrigan, not Stemler. It's 12, not 17. My mistake. This gets thrown all the way to the Navy line, and turning with it was number 8. I'm sorry, it was 28 high. Pass ahead. Here's here. And offsides, Navy will have to touch up coming out.
All right, puck deflected off DeRitter's stick. Into the bench, we're going to have a face-off somewhere here, center ice, neutral zone.
Yeah, good active stick there.
Yeah, looking for a breakout pass, just didn't end up the way they wanted. And now get some fresh legs and we'll see what we can do.
4-minute mark of the second period. Still a 0-0 game. Well, that Krieg line has logged a lot of minutes now, as it looks like Army has shortened the bench just a little bit. Krieg's getting double shifted.
Yeah, we generally like to play 3 lines. You can see this third line out here with Jake Brown, Tyler Recchi, and John Cahill.
I assume you meant to say we generally, not we generals.
Ah, well, both in many cases.
Yeah, they haven't been rolling through. Krieg's logging a lot of minutes. Navy having some trouble breaking out of their own end. Stemler trying to get that going.
Yeah, and on the reverse side, Navy, we see Stamler and O'Hear and Leininger out there a lot for them. So they're obviously making short in the bench, seeing it's such a close game going back and forth.
Yeah, and it looks to be a little lines there, as Navy is O'Hear and Harrigan and Vandenberg are usually together, but Stemler's had a lot of time with them. Army coming the other way. Had a hard time avoiding the referee, as well as number 15 for the Naval Academy, who delivers a big hit. That's Turk.
Yeah, sometimes, Joe, coach goes in the locker room after the period and reevaluates what's going on, maybe change the lines up, hopefully get a little chemistry going.
Turk did a good job. He wound up with it on his stick the other way as well and couldn't make it happen. Now breaking in, O'Halloran has to poke check one away. Winds up with the stick of Cahill. He fires, and O'Halloran just fights it off with the right high blocker save. Gets thrown to the front, stick down by a Navy defender, and back the other way come the midshipmen.
That was a great shot by Miller. He had a great opportunity there. No, impressive save from O'Halloran. He's been strong so far, and here comes Army.
And it was just a bit of a communication there. Miscommunication, my mistake. Lizakowski could have been off to the races with a good feed there, but two players just had a different idea of the way the play was supposed to develop. Either way, Army in control in the offensive zone. Brings it around. Cahill drops it down to his own stick. Sidesteps a man, turns and tries to cycle it down. Navy does battle for it there against number 14, Brandon Ward, who's got a big shot block in this game already.
Looks like we're getting it deep and looks like we're going for a change now. Ward heading to the bench. Looks like Miller might be heading there too soon.
Army trying to sustain pressure. That's one of the advantages of the long change, is that you can change in the offensive zone. As they were trying, and here comes the aforementioned Krieg off the
And here's a
bench.
long change,
and
Joe.
Here's a long change that's going to be Krieg in alone, fires, and he just ripped it over top of the cage.
Yeah, there it was, and oh, here we go back again now.
The rebound rings around the other way. Vandenberg tries to get through. Great defensive play there by number 18, Al Miller, as he plays the body and rides his man out. Oh, here with a big hit. In behind, takes Peterson to the boards hard.
Yeah, Joe, what we saw there was a textbook problem with the long change. Guys get it out of the zone, and Army came back quick with an opportunity.
So here and here hits the crossbar and out. Rebound comes loose. Boylston has it at his feet and stomps on it, holds on. Here comes a rebound, Jack.
So here it comes.
Replay.
Looks like O'Hare rips a shot right over the shoulder of Boylston. Hits off the crossbar. Rebound's covered up. That was a great opportunity, though.
Yeah, we can sum this game up with great goaltending and bing, bang, boom, because there's been we need to hand out some welding torches. There's been a lot of pipe work.
I think it was Patty Waugh used to talk to his posts as best friends.
Yeah,
We've seen a lot of that so far this game.
And this one winds up around behind. O'Hare doing some work for it. Not able to manage to corral it and keep it in. It squirts loose to the Navy line where
O'Hare's bringing it back up, and Army's able to corral it at the blue line. 3-on-3 coming down. Matty Real once again making that rush.
fakes the drop pass, now tries to go all the way around, centers it out front, but it was sticked away harmlessly at the moment. All the way around behind. Cahill giving chase. My mistake. That's not Cahill. That's number 12. It is Cahill. I thought it was going to be Miller. My mistake.
Looks like Tyler Recky's going in and keeping the forecheck up. As you can see here, we're getting a change in the offensive zone and able to keep the pressure on the forecheck.
Absolutely, and that can be key, but coming away with it, number 9, Vandenberg. He steps over the line. He's got good wheels there. He goes all the way wide, tries a stuff attempt, and Boylston beats him to the near post and closes it down and gets himself a whistle.
Yeah, Boylston able to track that real well behind the net, come in front, anticipate the wraparound, and cover it up before anything can happen. Navy's happy with the change, though.
And we are almost halfway through this game. 9-6 the shots. Don't know how accurate that is because Navy's recorded a couple of shots here. I know that the post doesn't qualify as a shot.
And you see another shot block there from the point.
There's one that gets thrown in. Boylston bounces it off the net on his chest, and it winds up on the near boards. Flipped out to center, where delivering a big hit there was Brandon Ward.
All right, so that's our game plan right there. Anytime you can take a hit, and there you go, Drew Lazikowski showing it again.
And that results in a turnover that gives them a little bit of a spark there, a little shot in, and O'Halloran fought it off. A couple of players coming together on the far side. Coming over to help was number 11 was Miller, and digging it out for the Naval Academy as they come 3 across. Dumps it in, and Boylston decides, let's reset it.
Yeah, John Scotia came in looking for an opportunity, couldn't really find one, threw it to net, and once again, in this period of long change, got to make sure you get fresh legs on the ice, and that's what the Navy accomplishes with that opportunity.
Yeah, both teams have done a good job there, and really the only one end-to-end rush we've seen was started on a mistake pass, and then the shot went high off the glass, and it rung around, springing the fast break the other way, so to speak. Here's one that comes out front. Nice stick work the other way. Was that 16? I missed the number on it. Or was it Matt Reel?
There's Matt Reel, and he draws a penalty there.
He draws the penalty and is going to get touched up. Matty Reel does a real good job of not only he intercepts the pass, he starts it the other way. He gets somebody to commit.
Yeah, there he goes. He tries to split the defenders. Does a great job of it, and it looks like number 28, Tyler Haig, is taking the penalty.
Yeah, Tyler Haig going to sit 2 minutes in the sin bin here. And now this is huge because as we talk about the long change, now you can get guys off on the power play if you can maintain it in the zone, and you can get fresh legs on while keeping the killers at the disadvantage here.
Absolutely. It's really a tough time for Navy here. O'Halloran's going to have to be big, and there he is, one save.
Yeah, O'Halloran gets down to the butterfly and stops it right away. From out to the point. There's a big shot that gets redirected just wide. Picked up by number 24, Callahan. He's trying to do some work in behind. Squirts all the way around. Matt Reel keeps it in, and he rings it down. It fouls off the dasher and back down to number 11. Corey Miller dances on the far hash marks. Beautiful pass right through. And Callahan fired a shot, but that got sticked away.
There's Ward working in Gretzky's office, trying to find something there.
And a nice job by the Navy penalty killers here as they rush to get themselves off the ice.
Yeah, it looks like we've got to set up that power play. Like I said, we've had some struggles with it in the past, but this is a great opportunity to put one in and make this a 1-0 game.
Max Krieg dumps it in, goes all the way around. He's looking for some help and finds it in the form of, is that
Callahan here with the
Here's
shot.
Callahan on the one-timer. That was directed out front by Peterson. Peterson got stick down. No call play on, say the referees. Here's Callahan, now Peterson, number 9.
There is behind the net now, looking for an opportunity.
Flips it out front. Here's the rebound, not able to corral it. There's a shot that gets redirected but never got through. O'Halloran doing a great job of seeing his shooting lanes. Callahan flips it out front. That one didn't get to its intended target, and Navy comes away with it the other way. This penalty just about over now.
Yeah, Army was trying to work the puck at the point, get some deflections and screens in front. O'Halloran met every single one of them.
And there's a misstep pass, and walking all the way through, O'Halloran stops an Army cadet all the way through. I didn't catch the number on it, Jay.
That was Jay Peterson. Came by in a 2-on-2, was able to get past his defender. Walked in and watched the replay here. Fast break, 2-on-2. Peterson makes a little move to the inside, splits the defenders, comes in, he'll go to the backhand. O'Halloran with a nice glove save, tracks Peterson from right to left.
Beautiful job of Peterson, too, because what you didn't see there was he forces the turnover at his own blue line and springs himself the other way. O'Halloran does a great job of keeping this a scoreless affair.
Absolutely. He's been really strong tonight, and if he continues like this, it's going to be real tough for Army to put one in the back of the net.
5-on-5 hockey as Navy gets a good kill. Stemler out there on the kill now, but Army in control. Stemler winds up coming away with it, and he throws it ahead. Long toss, and in comes back. Here, and sliding to his left is Boylston on a huge save. He didn't know where it was. Great positioning.
As we said, it's been a goalie duel here, Joe, and Boylston just came up big for Army right after O'Halloran came up big for Navy.
Puck squirts loose to the near boards. Fired out to center for the moment, and right back in there as Navy going to get some fresh legs over the boards as it appears on their back line. Touched on around on the half boards, out to center. Nice as number 19, give me the name.
Lizakowski.
I keep wanting to say Lysiak because he was a former Chicago Blackhawk. It's before your time, but it's Lizakowski.
And there he is on the forecheck once again. Hey, Army's getting a change now. They're more than happy to let Navy try their hand getting in the zone.
Now, Army has really had the ice tilted to the Navy net in this period. Good chances. Boylston had to come up big on one chance. Huge that Navy did get to the doorstep on him. But other than that, it has been all Black Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. And that penalty was a big factor in that.
And once again, we saw that one got almost coughed up. And now the arm goes up, and I do believe Navy's going to head back to being short-handed.
Yeah, again, this will be the third power play for the Black Knights. So we're going to have to see if they can convert on this. It's number 9, Alex Vandenberg, taking a slashing penalty there.
Yeah.
I think, John Cahill drew the penalty in front of the net.
Yeah, this is he just gets, the feet aren't moving, and he's at the end of a long shift. And as you well know, fatigue will make a coward out of anyone.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep your feet moving. You can't take lazy penalties.
Krieg out there on the power play. This one eludes Callahan. My mistake. That's LaReader.
Here comes DeRitter back into the zone, looking to set it up for Army. See if they work the points again like they did last power play.
Krieg fires it back to the aforementioned points. Shot out front. O'Halloran fights it off and losing sight of it, I believe, because I don't believe it wound up in the protective netting. The referee blows his whistle.
O'Halloran came out, challenged it, was able to fight through the screen and made a shoulder save, went up into the netting, Joe.
Yeah, easily it could have been 2-0 in the early portion of this game. It could easily be 2-0 in the early portion of this period if not for O'Halloran on his end. Now behind the net, nice redirection there. Here it comes out. Here's Reeder with it. He fires a shot, goes over top of the cage.
Matt Real just trying to find some room up top. Overdid it a little bit.
We'll play a little back and forth, two-man game. Here's a shot. O'Halloran handles that. I don't know that it ever got to him. And cleared down all the way by Navy as they're going to go for fresh killers on the ice now.
Yep, working it behind the net. Here's Al Miller, looking for a way to get Army into the zone again.
Here comes Krieg now. Krieg drops it off at the line. Nobody home, doing a good job of tying up a stick until help could arrive, and it does in the form of Al Miller. Now Real. Real fires it in. That gets blocked out front. It's in the uniform of a midshipman, but able to drop it is High.
Big shot block by Navy right there. Number 28, Tyler Haig, got in front of it, absorbed that puck almost like a goalie would.
Now Real on the near side, drops it off. Gets it back at the near point. Two-man game. Far side, one-timer, and sliding down, sacrificing the body there for the middies.
Oh, and here comes the midshipman,
Capuano, number 21, with a big shot block there. Real on a good back check. Starts the Army the other way. Finds his teammate, number 11, who throws a shot in. Blockered away by O'Halloran.
Penalty's almost over here. Army's got to watch the box.
And this one does get out to center, and it's going to bring us to 5-on-5 hockey.
There's Drew Lizakowski working it in now. 5-on-5 now. Even strength. Let's see if the Black Knights can do anything with it.
Navy at the end of a long shift that was partially a kill shift. They need to get some fresh troops over the boards. Vandenberg, who's fresh out of the box, wheels and deals over the line. He comes in, fights his way to the front of the net and gets one and rolls it in on Boylston, but Boylston hugging that post fights him off. 5 minutes to go in the second period. A couple of players throwing their weight around in the near corner. Vandenberg, one of them, as he shoulders a man and moves on off.
Yeah, Vandenberg came in with a nice little rush, but he had nowhere to go. Made a good play through to the net, see if he could get anything going. Boylston able to keep it out, keep it in control.
Oh, here doing battle there. Behind the net, he comes away with it. Tries to stuff it out front, not to be, as it's sticked away by several players, and the Knights come away with it. Getting it as far as center and put into the boards for his efforts was number 17, Voronovich.
Yeah.
Vandenberg throwing his weight around in the corner as well. Couple of players sliding down, possibly a little bad ice.
That's a big hit down the boards there. And Voronovich, as he said, 6'6". He's a big guy.
And fighting their way in, not to be for the moment. Good defense by the middies in their own zone. Oh, nice pass that just eludes the stick. This will not go for an, ooh, I'm surprised that that went for an icing, as one of the Army defensemen just missed intercepting that pass.
Yeah, that was Cohen, number 3. Looked like he could have had a chance at it, but apparently didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Rest may end in icing.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to oh, that's big right here with 4:06
Could be huge,
to go.
Joe. Could be huge.
Because, yeah, the Navy not able to change here. They do win the draw, however. Pitchforked around, near boards. Vandenberg with it. He can't get it out, however, and this one gets fired in. Little changeup of a shot that fooled O'Halloran, but it whistled wide to the left post.
Here's that line of Miller, Lizakowski, and Ward, Army's top line, trying to get something going.
And very wisely right there, O'Halloran gets himself a whistle in the defensive zone, and this time Navy will be allowed to change.
Yeah, I see him getting a little chippy in front of that. Corey Miller, number 11, getting entangled, number 8, Jeffrey Wu.
0-0 game. Rapidly moving through the second period.
It'll be interesting to see in these last 3-4 minutes how each team reacts to this. Fatigue probably setting in just a little bit at the end of the period. Maybe we can get a little action going on, a goal or two, but right now it's a goalie duel for sure.
Chances have been good for both teams. Shots are almost even at 12 and 11. That's unofficial. Krieg dumps it in for the Black Knights.
Yeah, in my experience as a goalie, when I look up and see the shots, I'm always like, there's no way I have faced that few. So
you always feel like you're in a shooting gallery, don't you?
Exactly.
Here's one that doesn't get, oh, and it hits just off the wide of the side of the net as a rebound got all the way through to O'Halloran, but it winds up not a shot on goal. Now Stemler out front. He has Boylston moving to his right, and Boylston beats him. Krieg the other way. Counterattack for Army as they look to invade. Krieg tries to split the defense. Nice job as it rolls all the way to O'Halloran, and he holds on to it. Great job there by Hay, number 28, to stick with Max Krieg.
Absolutely beautiful save by Boylston there. Very similar to the one we saw earlier on that 2-on-1. He comes out, challenges, able to get the leg in there, kick the puck away, rebound cleared away by Max Krieg. Great opportunity for Navy here on a fast rush, and we'll see if that happens again.
Yeah, end-to-end action right there. Krieg, one of the pardon the phrase, top guns for Army. But
you got the wrong movie.
I understand, but no pun intended. Krieg gets himself all the way there, and Hay does a great job of staying right with him.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He stands his man up. It rolls into O'Halloran, and he covers it up.
Yeah, that's an easy save for O'Halloran once the Krieg is separated from the puck.
Navy looks to move out now. Here they come. Dumps it in over the line. Army retrieves, though, on the near boards. Nice hit delivered there on number 10, but it winds up, just a backhander that flipped over top of the cage. Boylston didn't have to make a save. Flipped out now. Here comes our guy. Brown, number 2. Firing mad. He's into the corner with a vengeance.
Oh, looks like an odd man rush for Navy coming up.
2-on-1 developing the other way. Midshipman. There's a shot, fires. Boylston comes out top of the blue paint, makes himself big, sucks it up into the Black Knight, and leaves no rebound.
Bit of a logo snipe there. Easy save for Boylston. He comes out, takes away the angle, shoots it right into his chest. It was a good play by Varanovich, too. Came across, took away the passing angle.
Yeah, Varanovich plays the 2-on-1 really well there. Jake Brown with a big hit in the corner, trying to bite off maybe a little too much right there. Trying to do a little too much.
A little more than he could chew, Joe.
But I'll tell you what, when it's a 0-0 game and you're looking for a hero, Jake Brown, number 2, is going to have my money on that horse.
He's done it before, Joe. He's done it before.
All right, Navy. This one winds up in the back of the net. Navy on a weird one. Lights the lamp first. Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Yeah, it was just a fluke little play, though. Again, traffic in front. You're going to see the puck gets bounced back to the point. Nice little pass there. The shot, can't tell where it deflects, but it deflects late and ends up going through Boylston's legs. He's been strong all game, but when it's deflection like that, there's sometimes just nothing you can do as a goaltender.
Yeah, nothing Boylston can do right there. He has stood tall in this game.
And with 2 minutes left now, it's going to be interesting to see if Army can bounce back.
Sogard gets the goal, assisted by O'Hear. No surprise there. Here's a shot, big save by O'Halloran as he flashed the left pad out. Max Krieg on the other end of it. Coming the other way, here's Semler with it. My mistake, that's number 12 for Navy, not Stamler, 17.
That's Matt Harrington, that's their captain. He's been an impact player this entire game as well, Joe.
Here comes Army back the other way, poke checking it in. It rolls all the way to O'Halloran, and he will cover up with Krieg, bearing down on him.
That's an easy save for O'Halloran. I mean, that barely counts as a shot on net, but again, he's still been strong, and Boylston just gets unlucky with that shot. It's a nice shot, way to get it to the net through the screens. Takes a nice little bounce between Boylston's legs. Put Navy up 1-0 here with 1:30 left.
Yeah, this is just one that goes to show you it's never the wrong play to throw it at the net.
Absolutely.
It's never the wrong play. Get it to the front of the net, traffic, sticks, legs, things like that.
Everything and anything.
It takes a bounce, and it catches Boylston by surprise. It takes a strange carom and winds up in the back of the net. Here comes Navy back again now. This time it is Samler, but he has to peel and dump. Nice hit on the far boards. Army trying to clear. 5 players together in a scrum. Coming away with it, number 25 for Navy. My mistake, Douglas, 26. It winds up back at the Navy line, and they peel and go the other way. This one's hoisted on into the Army period, in the Army end, as we hear the 1 minute to play in the period.
Big hit by Drew Lazikowski at center ice right there.
Varanovich doing his best to try and shake loose of a Navy midshipman. Does so for the moment, but intercepted at the line and crawling it back in. Here come the middies, trying to sustain pressure last minute of the period. In the corner, a bunch of players do battle, and Cahill going to come away with it the other way. Army looks 2-on-3 the other way. Tries to go off the boards to himself indirect, not able to do so. Nice positioning play there.
Yeah, Joe, they say the first goals in the first minute and the last minute of the period are cursed goals. We'll see if Army can pull one off here.
Yeah, that's what you'll always hear. They're inflators and deflators for sure. 10 ticks to go in this first period. Navy notch the first goal, leading 1-0. Make it 2-0 as pick in the corner where Mom stores the peanut butter. Top shelf. Navy 2, Army nothing. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
And there's another example of a cursed goal, but here it comes down the left wing. He's going to shoot the puck right through the defenseman's legs up over the left shoulder of Boylston, using the defenseman as a screen. It's a great play by number 15, Luke Turk. Finds the right spot to put that. Boylston could not see that until it was already too late.
Turk uses the player in front of him as a screen. He just picks the corner on Boylston. Nothing he could do. He's left at his mercy there. As the period comes to a close, Navy notches 2 shots over the bow, so to speak, and they've got Army reeling 2-0.
Yeah, we saw early in the period, Army seemed to be dominating play. Ice was tilted in their favor. They were getting some great opportunities. O'Halloran made a couple great saves, a couple power plays for Army as well, and then tides turned. Navy came back the other way.
Tide has definitely turned. Navy weathers the storm, the opposite end of what the game started as Navy came out on fire and Army had to weather the storm. No fault of Boylston here in either one of these goals. 2 great shots. All right, my mistake. I thought we were going to, as we look at them right here.
Here we go.
Some highlights from the second period.
One of the great opportunities here. Mitch DeRitter behind the net, looking for a pass in front, puts it to his backhand. Right out of the Drew Lizakowski, just unlucky off the crossbar, down and out. And that's something that would change the momentum of the game, too.
Yeah, he just gets unlucky right there, just like you said. He just pings it off the pipe, and it doesn't go in.
And here comes Corey Miller. Great opportunity there. Also right off the pipe and out. Crossbar opportunities. We've seen a couple from both teams. And it just, one goal either way can change the entire momentum of the game. Looks like here comes Navy on a broken play. Good shot, though, over Boylston's shoulder, and a third example of a crossbar shot. Navy's coming down here.
That's Vandenberg,
number 9, trying to wrap it around. Boylston's able to anticipate it, get out quick to it. Looks like Jay Peterson coming through, splits the defenseman, and great glove save by O'Halloran right there. Keeps it in front of him, controls the rebound. And this is a great 2-on-1 opportunity from Navy, and Boylston came across at the big pad save there. Couldn't find the rebound, but it's cleared away from him before any danger could occur. You see Navy coming in, looking for a play in front, and a Boylston again comes out, challenges the play, takes away the angle, gives Navy nothing to shoot at.
Yeah, that was Stamler, one of the big guns for Navy there. Here's the goal.
Here's the first goal. So you can see the puck goes back to the point. Just takes an unlucky deflection for Boylston, who couldn't track it.
All right, Chick, thanks for taking us through some of the highlights of the second period. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching the ESPN3's presentation of the ACHA's Men's Game of the Week, Army.
Salonpas. We're the world leader in medicinal pain patches. When developing an alternative to expensive prescription lidocaine pain patches, our goal was clear. Make new Salonpas lidocaine the best alternative, period.
We kept the same prescription size, the same hydrogel-based technology,
and filled them with the maximum strength unscented lidocaine you can buy without a prescription. The only thing we didn't replicate, the price. New Salonpas lidocaine. Nothing is proven stronger or more effective against pain. Try it today.
Fitting into a pair of skinny jeans can be difficult. Shopping with Total Hockey is not. Visit us in stores, find us online, or download the app. It's the easiest decision you'll ever make.
Dude, I look so good.
No, you don't.
Totally on fleek.
I don't know what that means.
On the left wing side, Comrie's doing it. Sends it right out front. Back in. Score! Here come the Teddy Bears.
Get your throwing arms ready on Saturday, December 10th for our annual teddy bear toss. Help us reach our goal of 3,000 teddy bears. All teddy bears will be donated to Toys for Tots.
Garrett Ladd on a 2-on-1, sends it out front to Bennett. Shot. Gives it off to Tifo. Back to Kashirski on a give and go. Tifo on the wraparound. Score!
Come on out to a night of hope at the Reading Royals on Saturday, November 26th, and help restore lives. The team will be wearing KISS-themed jerseys, and the first 2,500 fans will receive an orange trapper hat thanks to Deibler Dental.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania. Joe Passarella, along with Cadet Private Jack Krause, doing all the play-by-play in color for you. I have opposite ends of the spectrum bookending me at this moment. I've got Private Jack Krause to my left, and I've got the Admiral, Mike Wally, the director of the ACHA, who's been so kind to join us in the booth here for just a few minutes. Naval Academy grad, the Admiral as it may be. What do you think of the game so far, Mike?
Well, of course, I'm really enjoying the game, and especially the last 3 minutes of the second period there, where the Navy finally put up two late in the period, and I expect them to finish off in the third, and we'll come away with another victory again.
And we understand that you've been barraged, as it be, with a bunch of questions about a particular player, number 73, Max Krieg, for the Army. So what's going on? We have a bit of a hubbub.
We do, and Army has a tradition, as does Navy, both on the football field, many athletic fields, where we highlight our branches. And today's highlight, apparently, from West Point is Max Krieg, who's wearing the colors of Field Artillery for for the Army. So everybody out there that's viewing and looking in today, that's supporting our field artillery, please give them a big cheer.
Max is doing. We got Mike's laughing a little bit. We got him going a little bit. Max is doing his thing for his group. You're doing your thing for your group. Tell us a little bit about what's going on around the ACHA these days. How's it keeping you busy? And what is it that we have to look forward? What's coming up?
Well, yeah, I mean the growth has been phenomenal over the last couple of years. We've added more than 40 teams again this year after an addition of 37. We're up to about 492 teams nationwide, 49 states, 2 Canadian provinces, and of course we have 5 divisions, 3 men's and 2 women's. Look forward to the women's expansion next year into Division 3. And I guess the big news coming up in March and what everybody's fighting for is the trip to Columbus, as we're going to have a historic first, putting all 5 national tournaments in one city, hosted by the city of Columbus and sponsored by the Columbus Blue Jackets.
And I know I'm looking forward to it. I know that you and I are looking forward to it because we're going to have, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a lot of fun too. And bottom line is, everything is about, especially on this Veterans Day weekend, of course, but everything is about the players of these games, both men's division, women's division, D1, D2, D3, it doesn't matter. We're trying to give these guys everything that we've got. It's awesome hockey. People who aren't familiar with it should really be looking forward to it because come Columbus, we're going to see literally the best of the best who are going to go for it all. And that's all you can ask for. It's going to be March Madness hockey style.
It is. It's 72 teams coming together in Columbus over 10 days, more than 100 games of hockey in 5 divisions. And you're looking at 2 of the teams. Navy has been a perennial tender in D1, attending the Nationals for the last 3 years. And Army is, for the first time, could be a historic first for West Point. They're in the top 10 in the Southeast, looking to place the first time in postseason for the ACHA at West Point.
Which would be a fantastic honor for both of these teams, of course, as far as our Naval Academy goes. It is Veterans Day weekend. You are a native of Reading, Pennsylvania, as it so happens. So this event is held in your hometown now for, this is the 3rd year in a row, correct?
The 3rd year in a row, it is.
All right, and what is Veterans Day weekend and what does the Army-Navy rivalry and or game mean to you as well as the other veterans?
Well, for, an hour on the field, whether it be a football field or the ice rink, we're fierce competitors and we definitely want to win more than any other game of the season. We want to beat our opponents in the opposite academy. In this case, West Point. Navy definitely wants to win this game, as well as the cadets definitely want to take down the Navy midshipmen. But at the end of the game, you'll see the alma mater sung, and for the rest of the year, we're brothers in arms, and of course, when we graduate and we become military officers, we're all on the same team post-graduation.
As I've heard you say, it's the only day of the year where you root against the Army.
It's the only day of the year I root against the Army. And to my fellow folks and brethren and sisters out in the Air Force wearing Air Force blue, I apologize, but yes, it's the only time that we root against Army.
And that's okay, because just like you said, look, competition breeds excellence, and that's the bottom line. And really the bottom line is that what comes out of our academies is excellence. It's the very finest of what our country has to offer, and what they do for our country is immeasurable. From the bottom of my heart, as well as everyone out there that I can speak for rightfully, Mike, thank you for your service. Thank everyone for everything that they have done. We're going to get to a quick commercial break. Do you have anything that you'd like to say before we go?
Yeah, one last thing. I mean, first of all, if I could, there's a lot of respect for both teams out there, for each other, and for those that attend all our service academies and what they're about to do. But as my dad had told me many years ago as an enlisted Marine, we understand who does the heavy lifting in services and all the services. And to that, I'd like to give out a big shout out to our enlisted and our senior enlisted, because they do roll up their sleeves. They're the ones that get the job out there. They're the ones that do the hard work and the heavy lifting. And from all of us, alumni from all the academies, I just want to give out a shout out to our senior and junior enlisted.
Mike, thanks for spending a few minutes with us. That's the Admiral, the director of the ACHA, Mike Wally, and you're watching Army-Navy on ESPN3. Back with the 3rd period after this.
Fitting into a pair of skinny jeans can be difficult. Shopping with Total Hockey is not. Visit us in stores, find us online, or download the app. It's the easiest decision you'll ever make.
Dude, I look so good.
No, you don't.
Totally on fleek.
I don't know what that means.
Salonpas. We're the world leader in medicinal pain patches. When developing an alternative to expensive prescription lidocaine pain patches, our goal was clear. Make new Salonpas lidocaine the best alternative, period.
We kept the same prescription size, the same hydrogel-based technology,
and filled them with the maximum strength unscented lidocaine you can buy without a prescription. The only thing we didn't replicate, the price. New Salonpas lidocaine. Nothing is proven stronger or more effective against pain. Try it today.
Side Comrie still with it. Sends it right out front. Back in. Score! Here come the Teddy Bears.
Get your throwing arms ready on Saturday, December 10th for our annual Teddy Bear Toss. Help us reach our goal of 3,000 teddy bears. All teddy bears will be donated to Toys for Tots.
Sends it out front to Bennett. Gives it off to Tifo. Back to Kashirski on a give and go. Tifo on the wraparound. Score!
Come on out to on Saturday, November 26th, and help restore lives. The team will be wearing KISS-themed jerseys, and the first 2,500 fans will receive an orange trapper hat thanks to Deibler Dental.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania for ESPN3's presentation of the ACHA Men's Game of the Week between Army-Navy on this Veterans Day weekend. Joe Passarella and Cadet Private Jack Krause bringing you all the action. 2-0, Navy heads into the last period in the lead. Jack, next goal critical.
Absolutely, Joe. I mean, one goal, from either team makes this a much more interesting game or a much more boring game. If Army can net a goal early in the period, make it a one-goal lead for Navy, it'll give them a lot of energy, change the momentum of the game, and possibly change the outcome. That being said, if Navy comes strong as they were at the end of the second and they're able to put one past Boylston, it'll be very demoralizing for the Army team, make it very difficult for them to come back from 3-goal deficit just in the third period.
Yeah, Boylston's played a whale of a game, so to speak, here tonight, as he has done very, very well. The first goal, obviously not his fault. Redirection, takes a funny hop on him, winds up in the back of the net. And the second goal, just a great shot by a player there using a screen in front of him and picks the corner on him. He never has a chance at that. 99 out of 100 are going in there. Yeah, he's going to get to it once.
Luke Turk, number 15, was able to use the defenseman as a screen, put it through his legs, and find the top corner. And, of course, O'Halloran for Navy has been playing a very solid game with a lot of critical saves, especially in the second period when Army looked like they were dominating the ice.
Yeah, O'Halloran has been the equalizer, and as you know, being a goalie yourself, the greatest equalizer in the world is a hot goalie.
Oh, absolutely. If your goalie's hot, you're able to dominate the game. If you know that you can trust him to make the save when you mess up, or to make and especially to make the easy saves to keep you in the game, it's absolutely a great motivator, and it keeps the game tight, and that's what you need to win. Army's going to need to come out strong. Then you're going to put one past O'Halloran early in this period if they want a chance to tie it up and take the lead.
Well, Navy does come into this period protecting the toughest lead in hockey to protect.
Absolutely.
The 2-goal lead.
Dreaded 2-goal lead,
Exactly.
Joe.
You don't know. What are you supposed to do? Do you press forward and play your normal game? Do you sit back and take the offensive onslaught that comes at you? So it will be interesting to see how the dice shake out as they hit the end of the table.
It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, that's exactly right. If Navy goes to maybe a 1-2-2, or they continue the forecheck. And it looks like they're doing a 1-2-2 right now, actually, Joe.
Now, Lysakowski won the draw for Army as we are underway here in the early going of the third period. Pitchforking it in and turning there is Hay. Hay has it for the Naval Academy. Gets it across, and out come the middies. Running out of room. Oh, Lysakowski gets run down to his wallet for his efforts.
Still able to make a nice little poke check there, take it away from Vandenberg.
Yeah, I thought I was going to call that the opposite way for sure, as it looked like Lysakowski had him lined up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Lysakowski's, again, a big body. Loves throwing it around. We've seen it many times this game. That's part of Army's battle plan, per se. Wear him down, and maybe we'll see that here in the third period if Navy is able to keep up.
Ward and Reel doing some battle there. Cahill throws one in. O'Halloran handles it easily as he saw it the whole way.
There it is.
Huge hit right there as Hay gets driven down. And was that Lysakowski returning the favor?
That was absolutely Lysakowski returning the favor. He was not happy about that hit in the neutral zone. He came back swinging.
Absolutely. Oh, and getting caught between the referee and the boards.
DeRitter,
right there.
DeRitter, another big guy for Army, really taking the body.
And he takes O'Here in hard. Army setting the tone early. Fresh troops over the boards for Navy as they come out.
Yeah, Army's got to be mad about the way they finished off that second period. They're coming out with a little fire in their bellies, get the legs moving early, hopefully see if they can bury Navy under the weight of that.
Nice little saucer pass through the middle to spring Stamler through. Now he comes in. He's on his backhand, fires it to the front. Boylston handles it. Krieg can't clear it up, and it's just a little scramble for it at the side of the net.
Yeah, as we've seen. Oh, and there's a trip. Our referee's arm goes up there. It looks like it's going to be number 26. Andrew Douglas is going to take a tripping penalty on Andrew Miller behind the net. But as you can see here, little shot on net by Corey Miller. Easily blockered away by O'Halloran, and there's that giant hit from Lysakowski. He lined him up from behind the net, had him the whole way, and that's payback at its finest right there.
Yeah, and that's a nice clean hit, too. We want to make real good note of that as we have great job by our crew, by the way, getting a great shot of that.
Absolutely.
To bring it to you, because as you see, Lysakowski is not striding. When he's coming into him, he's gliding. It's not therefore he avoids the charging call, and it's a nice clean hit. It's a big hit. It sets the tone, and to coin a phrase, it rallies the troops.
Absolutely. I mean, he didn't leave his feet or anything like that. It's just a big morale booster for the boys.
All right. As Army goes on the offensive here. Here's Lysakowski in at the left dot. Great poke check right there as it gets knocked off of his stick.
And here's Army's top line again, out for the power play. See if they can get something going.
Burkhardt working hard. He's got his hands full with Lysakowski, who's almost twice his size out there.
Yeah, he's a big body and he can move. And once he gets moving, that's a lot of momentum you got to stop.
Army rolls through center ice, takes the Navy line. Nice hit by Vandenberg. Vandenberg, not the largest player out there by stature either, and he's been called more than once throwing his weight around. Here's Reel.
Absolutely. Navy's been returning the favor a lot of times on these hits.
Real winds up with it back at his stick inside the dot. He fires a shot. O'Halloran closes him down.
Yeah, not a great angle there for a shot, but as we've seen, no shot on net is a bad shot on net. Army and Navy both get a change here, and we'll see if anything else can come from this face-off.
Yeah, get it to the front of the net. Get it on goal. That's the operation there. Peterson wins the draw back. Real goes across. Callahan throws one in. That got deflected. I think Krieg got a piece of it. It went over top of the cage. Real on the left point.
Real looking for something here. Army's working the points once again, see if they can get the power play going.
He's got a little two-man game going here with the Ritter. They throw it in. Beautiful deflection match. Krieg deflects it to the back of the net. They solve the puzzle. That is O'Halloran. What kind of training, son?
Army training, sir. It's an absolute beautiful goal there. Shot from the point. That's exactly how it's drawn up in practice. Get to the point, work a screen in front of the net, and Max Krieg, representing Field Artillery with the red gloves and red helmet, is able to redirect that blast from the point to the top corner. And as we said, Army is able to put this to a one-goal game. Here it is. Mitch DeRitter looking, finds Matt Reel at the top point, and he just throws it right to Krieg, sitting in the low slot. Nice little deflection, great hand-eye coordination there.
And it is 2-1 on a PPG by the Black Knights. That's a power play goal to you and me.
Oh, absolutely, and we've seen Army on the power play 3 or 4 times this game, and they're finally able to capitalize, and that's an absolutely massive goal.
Walking right in, fires! Navy answers, the captain lights the lamp! Too easy, drill sergeant, too easy.
Yeah, you hate to see that, though. Army was able to get a good power play goal, but Navy comes back firing right in the middle on a breakaway. The captain, number 12, Matthew Harrington, nets it for Navy. And that makes it another 2-goal lead, but hey, we'll see if Army can bounce back. It's a great little play here. He splits the defenders, finds some room, bottle popper in the top left.
Exactly, Harrigan right there. It just is. He picks the corner on Boylston there as he walks in clear, and he rifles it and rips the twine on him. Boylston going to hold on to this one and kind of reset. It's 3-1, 16:20 to go third period. The best time to strike after you're scored upon is the first 60 seconds later. You catch teams sleeping more times than not. That is a case right there. Army got caught sleeping.
That first shift after a goal is critical, and as a goaltender, I'm always aware of the fact that, hey, we just scored a goal. These guys are going to come back firing, and unfortunately for Army, it worked out in the worst way possible. But Navy now bolstered their lead by another goal.
Back to a 2-goal lead now as O'Hear found himself finding his way to the front of the net, tried to stuff it home. Boylston would have none of it.
And the Harrigan line is still out there now. It's Harrigan, Vandenberg,
and O'Hear.
They've been, all three of them, been a huge presence on the ice for Navy.
Big win by Harrigan, and O'Hear's shot gets deflected off of a leg to the corner where Vandenberg picks it up, walks to the middle, fires, and Boylston fought it off with the right pad.
Huge save by Boylston there. I believe it was a blocker save. He was able to wing it out into the corner too. Good rebound control.
Nice pass out to the center ice. Army trying to wheel and deal. Good job there by Navy to turn him over. Harrigan winds up with it. He loses it at the line, and the captain turns and goes the other way. A couple of bodies come together as Hay comes together with his man. And he and Reel go together. Now a whistle, hand pass possibly?
It looks like a hand pass. There was a nice hit there by Corey Miller on the boards. I thought it might have been a boarding or a roughing penalty, but no, it's just going to be a hand pass. Face off just outside Army's zone.
15:39 to go in the third period. Navy by 2, 3-1 over Army on Veterans Day weekend. What could you ask for more? Any way you cut it, guns are blazing in Reading.
Yeah, this is an absolute beautiful game right now. It's been back and forth. Ice has not been tilted in anyone's favor for too long, and 3-1 score shows that.
There's Krieg. He had it for a moment, trying to work a little give and go down low. Now he's got it working again, but it eludes him and goes all the way around to the near corner. Naval Academy going to pick it up there. Fires it near side. Here come the middies. Crisscrossing over the line. Now dumps in. Nice play for Stemler, and he just couldn't handle it as that pass handcuffed him as it wound up in his skates.
And here comes Army out. They got to find something quick, and they got to find it in the form of a goal, really. And here's Matty Reel trying to make something happen.
Reel driving from the wide side. Tried to go, well, Alexei Zhamnov style on him.
wasn't able to go O'Halloran equal to the task once again. He's been huge for Navy this game.
Absolutely. Picking it up at center ice, the midshipman now. Pitchforking it into the end and getting fresh troops over the boards as they're on a wholesale change.
Yeah, both teams now looking for, again, that next goal is critical. We thought Army had it, and it would be a tight game. Navy answered right back, and we're going to see if Army can answer the call, figure out what's going on.
Al Miller steamrolled over the line, but he got his pocket picked at the top of the circles, and Navy resets as they come the other way. Firing it in, sticked aside easily by Boylston. Krieg, far side. He lifts it on the backhand, can't get it out, turning his Navy, and that shot gets blocked out in front by a leg. Off the near boards and out to center. Army will go on a change. Navy trying to catch him sleeping and almost able to do so. Having to come back for it hard was 24 Callahan.
It looks like Navy's playing a bit of a passive approach in the offensive zone, Joe. Sitting back, letting Army try and break it out. They're not going to be trying to be too aggressive and try not to give an odd man rush back the other way. We'll see if they'll be able to weather the storm, as you say, if, in fact, they're not able to get as much offensive pressure as they had in the first two periods.
Across the 14-minute mark, 13:48 left in regulation. Army trailing by 2. Next goal, huge.
Yeah, dreaded 2-goal lead once again. And if Army is able to answer the call that Navy's put out for them, it's going to be a very interesting game. If Navy nets another one in the next 4 or 5 minutes, it's going to be real demoralizing for Army. It's going to be very hard to come back from a 3-goal lead this late in the game, Joe.
Navy's top line with their captain, Harrigan, is out there. Army with it. They roll it over the naval line. In behind the net. Oh, comes right out front, but unable to capitalize on it.
That was Jake Brown, Joe.
I think that was Keegan Thomas, number 44.
Keegan Thomas.
First time we've called Keegan Thomas'
Absolutely.
name.
He threw it out in front to Jake Brown. Here comes Army on a quick rush.
Here comes Real. Real gets upended, huge hit across the hash marks. Number 20, I believe that is for
28, Tyler Hay.
Oh, it's Tyler Hay, who was railroaded by Lysakowski, and here comes Vandenberg down the right wing now. One-timer, beautiful, Boylston, are you kidding me?
Absolutely massive save by Boylston right there. Coming across, the puck's going back the other way, and he's still able to get that leg over.
And now out front again, Boylston again shuts him down. Rebound winds up in Boylston's chest, and he holds on to it. I'll say it right now. 12:47 to go. Here's the replay.
Well, here's the replay of Matty Real coming across. He tries to get across, and Haig just gets low on him and flips him right over. That's a textbook hip check right there. And Real must be feeling that on the bench right now. But we just saw a couple of great saves from Boylston keeping Army in this game.
Huge saves at 12:47. If Army comes back to win this game, remember that save because it could have been a 3-goal difference right there.
Absolutely, Joe. Absolutely.
Lysakowski all over him, his man, driving him through the boards.
Lysakowski, like I said, all game. Big body, big presence on the ice. He's able to move people and make a huge impact.
Coming away with it is Stamler. He wheels and deals out to center. Saucer pass across, just a bit too far for his line mate, and it winds up back at the red line. Lysakowski picks it up, looking for some space wide left wing, fires a backhander in, and O'Halloran sees it all the way and gets it into the big trapper.
Yeah, low angle shot there from Lysakowski. O'Halloran's in position, sees it all the way, not a problem, but Army's more than happy to take the change. And on the ice again, Max Krieg now. He has the 1 goal for Army, and see if he can put another one in, make this a 3-2 game.
Jack, you can feel the energy right now,
absolutely.
too. It's palpable. Both of these teams going hard at it right now. The Krieg line out there as he takes his man into the boards for Army, creating a turnover. Here's a shot that whistles by the left post by number 9, LaRitter, and he had O'Halloran leaning the other way, but he just missed the left post.
This line has had a lot of opportunities throughout this game. Great saves by O'Halloran, of course, the only goal for Army. So if anyone's going to do it, I put my money on these guys.
Yeah, it's very obvious. Here comes Krieg again. That just goes off the heel of his stick, and Navy rolls it the other way. Krieg winds up with it. Oh, DeRitter comes by, tries beautiful pass to get it to himself, but he couldn't pick his way clear, and out to center it's thrown.
That was a great little poke check by O'Halloran, pushing it past DeRitter and put it to his own guy.
Vandenberg throwing his weight around out there again. This one comes to the point, fired, that misses the near side and harmlessly off the end boards and hoisted on out by Navy as they get fresh troops over the boards. Ooh,
gonna be
scratch fresh troops over the boards, as this is going to result in an icing call.
Yeah, this could be a turning point here. Our Navy's got some tired guys on the ice. Army's throwing out fresh legs. Maybe they can make something happen. They're getting the Lizakowski, Ward, and Miller line.
Do you take a timeout here?
No, not this. I
know there's a lot of time left, but Stamler wins the draw, and it get rung all the way around. And Navy does a good job here.
Maybe they
wind up clearing it. No icing here as Vandenberg does good job. And Vandenberg out front, and Navy scores again, the captain. Harrigan. I'm sorry, that's O'Hare, number 10, who fires it over the glove and into the back of the net. It's 4-1 Navy. You don't call me sir. I work for a living.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the replay here. It's a great forecheck by Vandenberg. Steals the puck, throws it in front to O'Hare, who's just left unguarded. And I mean, it would have been an incredible save if Boylston could have gotten to it. But, I mean, absolutely great forecheck by Vandenberg. Great look in front of the net. And O'Hare's able to smash it home.
And the opposite of what I would have considered doing to get my tired players off the ice. The Naval Academy leaves tired players on the ice, and it winds up resulting in what could be curtains for Army.
It's going to be real tough to come back from a 3-goal deficit with only 10.5 left in the third period. It'd be an amazing comeback, but it's going to be real tough.
And you can see the frustration on Boylston right now as he's in his net right here. Young man, you got nothing to be ashamed of here. 4 goals, and none of them are on you. There's nothing there on the 4 that are tallied. None of them are soft.
Absolutely. It's been poor defense, in all honesty. I mean, that goal especially, and, of course, the one before that where they just let the guy walk in.
And here's a situation where it could have wound up the same way. It winds up in the blue paint, and Krieg took it away. Back the other way come the Knights. Beautiful inside-out move there. Are you kidding me? Jay Peterson, great stick handling there. Naval Academy came over to help out. They're on the counterattack now, forcing it to the front. Great back check by Army. Krieg wheeling and dealing. He's 1 against 2, maybe. Let's see what he can do. He moves to his right or to his left, winds up into the corner. Stemler draws him hard there.
Yeah, a little bit of puck luck would have been nice there for Army, but now it's battled in the corner. Let's see what they can do with it.
Krieg, Stemler, a couple other gentlemen.
Throwing the body around still, trying to get something going here for Army.
Brandon Ward throwing out a big hit there. Here it comes. That was Voronovich, the biggest player on the ice. Whistled one wide. This shot gets blocked out front and cleared harmlessly out to center. 9:20 to go. Voronovich turns, finds Matt Reel. Reel crosses the red line and dumps it in. Navy on the retrieval.
Trying to keep it away from O'Halloran. Almost you can have a 6th player on the ice there if you dump it around the wrong way. So
yeah, he's handled it really well out of the net tonight, or this afternoon, I should say.
Rather,
at right around what are we, 1600 hours?
Oh, yeah, it's just past 4:03 here in Reading.
Yeah, so 16:03. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, Army's really got to find a spark soon. It's looking pretty dim, but they may be able to pull something out, at least make it a close game to the point where it's worth pulling the goalie late in the game.
Yeah, got to get the next chance to start with,
absolutely.
And then you got to try and bury one here.
Yeah,
Lizakowski forced to wait for Keegan there, and that may have cost him a chance as Cahill drives his man down, and Army's going to go short-handed as Cahill's going to go sit in the sin bin here. Looks like 2 for a cross-check.
That's Corey Miller, actually.
My apologies.
That's his 2nd penalty of the night. It's a questionable play, but, a little hit from behind in the corner. So it's going to, a cross-check is called by the ref. Corey Miller, number 11. Obviously frustrated there, banging his stick on the glass.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious right there. You see both hands get extended there. It's an easy call. That's one that's going to get made every time. And
from behind as well.
Absolutely. And with 8:17 to go in the third, this could spell doom for Army.
Yeah, that's just a manifestation of Army's frustration in this game. I mean, they've had so many great opportunities, and O'Halloran has just been equal to, all but one. So
dynamite use of manifestation, Jack.
English teacher would be proud.
The big line, Vandenberg out there. Here's O'Hare on the left point. He gets it now, sets up the one-timer, back to O'Hare, trying to walk it in. Krieg on him. Now Stemler and the captain, they trade places. Now O'Hare back to the captain, fires, and he just missed the left corner, not by much.
Yeah, he was trying to do a little too much with that shot. Harrigan looking for a goal from the point. Would have been better off if he just shot it low, look for a deflection.
Yeah, he got it all, though. He got
did.
good wood on that one. Can't say I blame him. Army coming back the other way. Ooh, there's a shot that takes O'Halloran by surprise, but turning and going the other way now are the middies. Here's O'Hare. He stops, went for Vandenberg, but he misses him, and coming out, Lysakowski just couldn't corral it. Now he goes across, and just a bit ahead for Peterson. He fires a shot in anyway, and it's sticked away by O'Halloran.
Yeah, Derrida was just looking to get that puck deep. If he wanted to, he probably could have possessed it, maybe killed some time off the clock, but I think Army's looking real demoralized right now.
Yeah, they look very slow and sluggish.
It's going to be a tough 7 minutes here in this last of the game.
Last 30 ticks of this penalty. Navy on the attack. Callahan doing good work, trying to tie his man up in the corner. Does so for a period of time. There's Cohen. Cohen doing a great job, 2 against 1. Finally relinquishes it, but he had no choice. Here's a shot. Boylston fights it off. The rebound's loose. Top of the slot. Finds its way to him, and he gets the right pad out and sticks it into the corner.
Yeah, I don't think he saw that all the way, Joe. It looked like it surprised him at the last second. He would have got a glove on it.
There's a shot from the near side as they're trying to get Boylston to go side to side now. Even strength hockey. Far dot. The Naval Academy is actually going to complete a change here while in the offensive zone from the opposite side. That'll tell you it doesn't look like Army's working real hard right now.
No, they're looking real sluggish, real low, and they're certainly not going to be able to come back from this 3-goal deficit this late if they're playing like that. But here comes Krieg, maybe trying something.
Here's Krieg still working hard. Turns to his left, does a good job of getting around a man, leaves it off. Varanovich couldn't get good wood on that one. Winds up back at his skates, and he wasn't able to corral it. Turning and going the other way are the midshipmen. Number 4, Tolvo. Dumps it down low.
Army's looking for something here, but they're not finding anything. They get in the zone. Their shots are missing the net. They're whiffing, and they're not able to keep possession of it, let alone put one in a good opportunity late here.
Varanovich tied up by a couple of midshipmen, and it gets to the middies line and dumped in where it'll be corralled and played on behind O'Halloran.
Now Cahill was able to make a nice play, even taking the hit there. Just get the puck deep in that. Oh, refs didn't call that, but that could have easily been a tripping on Cahill.
Yeah, it could have easily been a tripping on Cahill. I don't think you're going to get that call when you have a 3-goal lead. You might get a holding call there, but then play on, say, the referees as well. Finally corralled by the middies, walking in over the line. Nice shot block there by number 18, Al Miller.
Oh, and that could be a trip right there.
Yeah,
but
he gets put down as he was trying to pirouette around. Now walking his way through. We're getting a little sloppy in both ends. Peterson.
It's looking a little bit like pond hockey out there, Joe.
Yeah, Peterson and Ward. Looks like Joe Passarella playing hockey.
Yeah, the level of the game that we saw earlier is just simply not here anymore, Joe.
Yeah.
Army's getting a couple chances here, but it doesn't look like anything's coming of it.
Yep. And 4:09 to go in regulation. The clock, the enemy of the Black Knights right now, more so even than the midshipmen who've tallied 4 goals to their favor. 28-22, shots on goal. Both goaltenders have been outstanding in this game. The defenses have been great. And like you said, right now Army just looking a bit demoralized and a little slow. Even in this change right here, we're getting a timeout.
Yeah, coach is taking a timeout, and that's, yeah, maybe would have been better earlier, but right now, that's in hindsight. So he's doing what he can to kind of triage this, stop the bleeding, if you will, and maybe try and mount a comeback here with 4 minutes left, drawing something up on the board, as you can see.
Yeah, you want to get something going. You want to light that lamp. You want to get one on the board past O'Halloran. Get something that's going to bring you out, even not for this game, but into the next game and for the rest of the season. You got to move the troops forward. I don't like to pay for the same ground twice, or the same real estate twice, as General George Patton famously said.
No, absolutely not. And if Army can get one off this face-off quick, the chances go up. But it's still pretty slim, though. It's a good job by the coach trying to get his guys excited and energized about this. And maybe he'll pull Boylston at some point, try and make it a 4-2 game at the very least.
Yeah, as we can see, Boylston all the way to the right-hand side of the huddle there. Again, looking a bit dejected, and again, nothing to hang your head about today, son.
It looks like they're pulling him, Joe. They're going for a 6-on-5 face-off here. This is going to be interesting to see.
Empty net to the right, 4 minutes to go. Extra attacker on for Army.
We'll see if they work a play here.
Tied up, nice done there.
Little block in front, though, but that's a play worked on in practice. Try to get it to work here.
Krieg threw it to the front, sticked away by O'Halloran. Now out again. That one gets all the way through, and O'Halloran sees it free and clear the whole way and gloves it down.
Now, some good puck possession by Army, though. They were able to get a good shot on net, a good scoring opportunity. And the trick now, obviously, is just not let that puck go in the empty net.
Only 13 seconds or so ticked off there, so once again, if you can tally one here, you never know what can happen. Krieg trying to work hard for it in behind. That gets turned away by Vandenberg, now near boards. Peterson, number 8, along with number 9, DeRetter. Goes right to the front, and O'Halloran just too tough today. Yeah. Army not being able to solve the puzzle that is O'Halloran.
O'Halloran's been very strong, and you see it right there. I think Miller was the one who walked in. He was looking for someone in front, but there was nothing to be seen, so just try to throw it on net, see if he could get a rebound or maybe a lucky break.
Yeah, it's a shocking outcome. I'm shocked, Cotton.
Yeah, it's been a real tough game, and it's been a battle throughout even all 3 periods. And here we're going to see Army's not giving up. That's just not the way to go.
Well, they're pressing forward, that's for sure. Peterson held it in there. Turned around now, near boards. Maybe trying to ring it around the other way, but beaten to it over there was DeRitter.
O'Halloran's been very strong with rebound control there. As you can see, even though the puck hit off his stick and pad, he's able to bring it back in and force a whistle, letting Navy get some fresh guys on the ice.
3:15 to go in the third. 4-1 Navy.
Army's keeping that same line out there and going to see if they can work some magic.
190 ticks left in this game. Krieg trying to force one out front. He couldn't get through the naval defense there. The blockade, as it were, too much. Peterson tracks all the way back. Misses Krieg at the line. Turned over to Navy. Empty net, as we've told you, to the right here, as Army has the goaltender out and the extra attacker on. Turnover in the neutral zone. That wouldn't have counted had it gone into the net as Navy was offside.
Army's got to get it out of the neutral zone. They got to get possession of the puck right now. They're failing at that, and they've been struggling with that all game. And that looks like icing on Navy. I don't know where that came from.
Barely short of the red line. That rang all the way around the boards and really not doing much of an effort to get to it first. I might have let that one go if I was a referee.
Well, maybe now we get another face-off in the offensive zone. Army can work something. It looks like they've got Retke centering Thomas, Jake Brown, and Brendan Ward with Callahan and Al Miller on the ice.
Number 2, Jake Brown. Look for something to happen here.
Anything's possible, Joe. Anything's possible.
There it is. Forced to the front of the net. Brown, he was posted up. He was camped out at the back post there, and they just couldn't get one to him. This one goes all the way down and icing again as it's touched up by Callahan.
He was looking for Keegan Thomas out front and just whiffed on the shot. It was a good play by Navy defense, and looks like Army's putting their top guys back on the ice for this last 2 minutes here.
Yeah, here comes Krieg again with deuces wild in the third. Triple twos on the scoreboard. 2:22 to go.
Change in defenseman, too. Let's see, you got 5 forwards on the ice with 1 defenseman right now. Al Miller being the old defenseman on the right point.
Yeah, Peterson back there. Lizakowski. Peterson comes in to take the draw. Wins it so cleanly that it comes out of the zone, and Army has to chase back for it.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but it was a good win by Pearson. Just where was the point? It was in the wrong position, and that'll happen.
The middies get it out of their own zone. Picked off. Is that Matt Reel?
That is Matt Reel.
Matt Reel fires a shot. Matt Reel's played a fine game today as well. as he's had some big hits. He's been hit big a couple of times, gotten some good rushes, made a few good passes. He's got some good opportunities, just not able to notch one on the old belt.
No, unfortunately not, and it looks like he's going to be back at the point right now. They're trying to make something happen. Obviously, Army playing real tight, trying to get close to the net.
There's the draw, goes to the far boards. Fighting for it there. Army able to control, and reels one, gets bounced through to a bunch of skates, turning and going the other way is the Naval Academy. This one's going to elude everybody, but it will not be icing. And play on, say the referees, and now it's going to be a penalty, and this one's going to be a kneeing call. I don't think it was intentional, but there was a little confusion as if that was going to be icing or not. 1:41 to go in the third period, and Army's going to have 6-on-4 hockey here trying to notch one. Want to say thank you to everyone in our crew, Alan, Mark, Joe, Kelly, Frank, who keep everything going, brought you all the highlights and the replays. Want to thank Cadet Private Jack Krause for the outstanding job he has done. It has been an absolute pleasure. As shorthanded, Navy is going to tally a late one. That's not going to matter into the empty net.
You hate to see that, Joe, but an empty net goal, a freebie, if you will. It was all the way down on the other end, though, so it was, a good shot there. But that'll certainly put the nail in the coffin here. Minute 34 to go, 4-goal lead. That's not going to be insurmountable.
With 1:34 left to go, even on the power play, the end of this game is no longer in question in Army-Navy. The Naval Academy is going to come out of here with a victory. Jack, it's been such a pleasure to have you up here on the broadcast with me. I have truly enjoyed it. You've done a fantastic job, young man.
Thank you, Joe. It's been fun. It's been real, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to explore color commentating. Maybe do it again sometime as this game starts to wrap up here.
Life is a circle, my friend. Our paths will cross again, I promise.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
So we're going to count down the final 62 or so ticks of this game as Army trying to tally. Navy really just wants the clock to read triple zeros.
Yeah, they're on the penalty kill, so they're able to ice it. They're just trying to get it out of the zone and kill as much time as possible.
Want to be a little bit careful in this last minute. Doesn't want anybody to take a run at anybody else.
Right, yeah, at this point, just avoid injury, avoid, suspensions or anything like that. But I don't think we'll see that here. Both teams seem pretty measured at the moment.
Yeah, kind of settled in. Al Miller turns behind his own net, forced there, 30 seconds to go. Now near side.
Here comes Miller looking for make something happen. Lizakowski in the center.
Trying to pick up the trailer. That's Callahan. Ooh, it just trickled by the far post as they did get a shot off. 20 seconds to go. In behind. Navy rings it around, trying to get it out. Oh, it takes a funny hop and really kind of been the story of the game as it eluded Callahan, and now he's going to get called for offside.
Yeah, your refs might have just want to let that one go and let the clock run out, but we're going to have one more face-off here in the neutral zone. Yep. You got DeRitter, Lizakowski, and Miller for the Army offense, and
there it'll be it. With one last drop of the puck. Once again, thank you to our crew. The final score of this game is 5-1 from the Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania. Army 5, Navy 5, Army 1.
Oh, I wish
my mistake. Sorry about all of that. More importantly, on Veterans Day weekend, from the bottom of my heart and all of those who live and breathe here in America, thank you to our men and women of the armed forces for everything that you do for all of us every single day, as we see my favorite tradition in hockey, the handshake after the game, where this crowd here in Reading, Pennsylvania comes to its feet to salute the young men of both of these academies. Jag, it's been a pleasure.
It really has, Joe. I mean, it was a good game to watch. It was a fun game to commentate, and you're right. I mean, the handshakes just cement the fact that it's a game, and obviously at the end of the day, we're all on the same team here.
The men and women of our armed forces who do so much for us every day. The alma maters of both schools will be played in the tradition of this rivalry. the fantastic one that it is, our military academy at West Point and our naval academy at Annapolis.
Yeah, we would have liked to have sung second here. The tradition being the losing team would sing first and the winning team sings second. So we would like that to happen. But here we're going to look at some highlights now of the game. You're going to see good play here. Great save by Boylston coming across on the 2-on-1. And again there with a pad save. Brings it out wide. Shot there from the point. That's going to be Navy's first goal of the game. Very unlucky bounce for Army, lucky bounce for Navy. Sometimes that'll be the difference in a game. And here's a great shot by Luke Turk through the legs of the defenseman.
Really were treated to a great game of hockey today, and we hope to continue that tonight. So, guys, why don't we give both teams one more round of applause here. After dropping the first game in 2014 to Army, Navy has now won it for 2 consecutive years. So I'm going to invite Navy's captains to come on out and get the Royal Cup for the Army versus Navy hockey game. Congratulations, guys. Congrats.
Fans, we thank you very much for attending this afternoon, and we remind you to stay with us for tonight's Royals-Manchester Monarchs game coming up at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
There we had the ceremony for the Royal Cup between Army and Navy. The Navy has won it the last 2 years in a row now, as the teams are going to head back to their respected locker rooms now. And once again, the final score of this game has been Navy 5, Army 1. For Cadet Private Jack Krause, I'm Joe Passarella from ESPN3. We hope you've enjoyed Army-Navy and Veterans Day weekend. Thank you to all of our veterans, and we will see you next week for the next ACHA Game of the Week. Jack, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. It's been a pleasure.
All right. We are out from Reading.